As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff, Booner, Lucas. On Friday, December 13th, we got a pack show. Lots to preview. Lions, Bills. We got Micah's dad yapping.
Here we go.
Which we'll get to. We got our pick'ems later in the show. We got our updated pick'em records. A lot of injury updates, positive news relating to the Detroit Lions. A lot of stuff to get to, fellas. I'm fired up about it. Let's go.
Hey, Friday, we have 2 days until the Lions play the Bills. I'm pumped up. I'm interested to see, honestly, out of this whole show, and I know we don't get it really until the end, Lions score predictions. Like, I'm interested to see how you guys think this Bills game's going to go. Like, this is a big football game, but I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up for it. Hey, beautiful outside today. It's really cold, though. Christmas spirit.
It was not beautiful outside. Last 2 days, I've had to work 8 hours outdoors. It is brutal, and I have to get something off my chest, fellas, because we weren't able to talk about it yesterday. But there's a report that was circling around Columbus.
Oh,
Ryan Day is back. So Booner,
this man wants to open the show with Ohio State.
We just got to get it out of the way.
Yeah, talk to me, Klotz. How you feeling?
For the 2025-2026 college football season, I will be a North Carolina Tar Heel fan. I will not the Columbus Association that's going on right now. I won't even call it Ohio State because it's not Ohio State. It's the Columbus Association. So that's what we refer to them as. That's not Ohio State football anymore, okay?
Wow.
They had plenty of opportunity to promote Brian Hartline. Go get another guy. Brian Hartline will probably be poached this offseason, if anything. But even if he stays, love Hartline. Love Jeremiah Smith. Wish him success, but we'll be rooting for the boys down in Chapel Hill this year. I'll be.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal for Klotz.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't. It's one of those things where, like, and I'm sure a lot of the older Lions fans can understand, like, when, to me, the last 4 years as a Buckeyes fan, it's felt like an 0-16 season. It's just been bad. And I just can't, I can't watch it anymore. I can't. It's cute when they do certain things, but I can't support it. I'm turning my back on the program. It's time.
It's all right. Hey, Klotz, you know what? What's crazy is 2 days ago, we made the bet that, hey, if Ryan Day comes back to Ohio State, you can no longer root for Ohio State for the next year. And within 24 hours, I get a text that came across my desk or a tweet.
My desk.
Came across my desk and said, hey, Ryan Day is returning to Ohio State next year. And you know what, Klotzy, the most embarrassing thing of it all, it's not really that Ryan Day's returning, which that's embarrassing, but two, that they said they're going to try and take a different approach to the game, and they're going to de-escalate or whatever the word is, that game, and they're going to make it act like it's not actually a big. So, like, not only Klotz, and you know what? This is where I lose respect for Ohio State. And I hope you understand this. Michigan lost for 8 straight years in that rivalry, right? Mm-hmm. What did Michigan do every single year? And at least me as a fan. Maybe there's other fans out there, so I don't, but for me, showed up every year. Hey, this is the game. Even after the 7th straight loss, we're gonna win this year. It's this year. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. We never said, hey, we're going to make this rivalry anything less. We're going to take away from the rivalry. No, we have respect here in Michigan. We understand history, and we are, we respect the game of football and college football. What Ohio State doesn't do is they don't respect the game of football. They don't respect college football, nothing. They don't allow flags to be planted. They want to make it a felony. They're trying to de-escalate the whole how big the game is, which is historically one of the biggest rivalry in all of sports, and they're trying to take a step back away from that after losing 4 straight. Is that what happens when they lose? They don't that's embarrassing.
You know what's even the worst part about all of this? The worst part about all of this, Josh Williams, the guy who did the whole pass along
felony to plant the flag. Yep,
he's a Michigan fan. Like he's a Michigan.
I don't know about that. No, I think that if you're reading off the Ohio State's guy, he was wrong. I think he was wrong.
I've seen multiple though, where it's like even when did you see the video where they're like they're like the dude was kind of not pressing him, but like They're making us look. You're making us look weak, Josh. You're making us look weak. He's like, I don't care. I like. They're just, like you could.
I heard
you,
that.
man,
Rumor
I
is
think
that he
it's
has
the best
season
move.
tickets to Ohio State. So that's where I kind of go. I think he's an Ohio State fan. Season
believe.
tickets.
Seems like a
changes a lot.
Wolverine move.
Don't really care, honestly.
Hey,
It's
Seems
still
like a
fact.
Stallions move. That's like a Stallion scheme going on.
yeah.
I think at this point you guys have to respect Connor Stallions because
I
the person
I
who,
have since day one.
okay, because the person who went at Connor Stallions and made all this public, you know who that was, right? Who it goes back to?
Brian
Who?
Day.
Brian Day.
That's
He's
what
the
I
one that
said. I was
opened the
like,
investigation with
yeah.
his brother and all of that, but no one wants to talk about that. So Ryan Day is the sole. Ryan Day has zero respect for college football. College football should ban him forever.
Or
For
himself.
lifetime ban.
You know what I think? Honestly, boys, I've been thinking about this, and I think next season we're gonna do something. I think I'm gonna do like one of those decisions where it's like hats, and I'm gonna like choose a team to root for the year. Because I love college football, but I don't have like a dog in the fight. I think it's time I get a dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair.
So I maybe for next football season we could plan something around that. Because Coach asked in the chat, Jeff, who are you rooting for? It's tough. I'm a Detroit sports fan, you know, and I love college football, but we got to do something with that. I think it'd be fun. Adam did it. Adam
you cannot go to. You can't do North Carolina though. They're out of the race.
Where'd that come from? I was just saying
you can't join. We can't have joint forces with Klotz in North Carolina.
No, we'll come up with like 4 teams, 3 to 4.
Yeah,
collectively, we'll do something.
I actually know one that you should do, and if you don't do it, I kind of would be disappointed.
You want to just choose it for me then? You want
Nico.
You want to just
You kind of do got to be a Tennessee fan.
Nico,
Jeff. I'm not gonna lie.
You've been on that hill.
You got to double down with your volunteers.
Hey, watch this weekend. Hey, or not this weekend, but coming up.
Watch him pick Bama, Boone.
Yeah,
DeBoer.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
loves Christian DeBoer, dude, for no reason.
We'll make some content out of it, though. That'll be exciting.
But hey, injury reports out officially, and we have updates with who's available, who's not playing. The official end-all be-all. We talked about guys who are practicing all week, but we have the official injury report. You look online, you see Trevor Nowatzki is the only one ruled out for the game. You had a full practice from DJ Reader, Josh full practice, Levi full practice, Aleem full practice. That's 4 of your starting defensive linemen. Well, 3. Levi play some snaps. So 4 guys on your defensive line, 3 starters. Taylor Decker back. So you're getting the trenches back.
Yes, sir.
The trenches back. But Trevor Nowatzki was tough. Concussion, I think that just kind of popped up during the week. So you won't have Trevor Nowatzki, but you'll have the guys on the interior, which is huge.
What did I tell you, Jeff? I said, what did I text? I'm going to ask you this. What did I text you on Tuesday about practice?
Yeah, all these guys were going to play.
No. What did I text you off record? I said, hey, they just announced they're having a full padded practice, which they don't usually do. And they're having a full padded practice on Wednesday. And I texted you, I said Wednesday. I texted Jeff. I had the text. I said, hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. You know what this means? And he said, what? Every time the Lions have a full padded practice, somebody ends up on the injury report. It's like every time. And every time I see them have it, I know you want it because you want to
you have
stay
to.
tough. You need to, those calluses, you need to keep them strong. Every time now, someone ends up on this report. And it happens to be
you did text me.
Trevor Nowatzki. It seems like maybe I don't know if it was at practice or what, but obviously he practiced Wednesday. I think that was the full pad day. And then you see that this isn't a report. This is just
connecting dots here.
Yeah, I'm just connecting the dots here, especially after I texted Jeff on Tuesday when I said, hey, I just heard they're doing full pads Wednesday. Just connecting those dots. But hey, I'll say this. I know outside of IR, boys, I take away the IR stuff. Lions are fully healthy with the guys that aren't on IR. Like outside of Nowatzki, like the whole defensive line's back. You have your offense essentially, because I know Khalif went on the IR, but essentially everyone's healthy now on your offense. Your whole offensive line, like you are fully ready to go offensively. Perfect game for that because you have to go head-to-head versus an MVP and the second best offense in the NFL. So like to make sure you have Taylor Decker back, I think is big time. And now he's like fully healthy. It was good that he sat out for whatever 2 weeks it was, because I don't know if you guys heard him. He was like, he wanted to play, but the trainers were like, listen, dude, like this might be a long-term thing if you play. And he was pissed off. He was like, he told the trainers, he's like, I'm gonna be mad at you all week, but just ignore me. Like, and now he's able to be a full go, no issues going forward. Defensive line too. I don't think people realize how good of an offensive line that they're going up against here. With the Bills offensive line, they're probably a top 3, top 5 offensive line in the NFL currently. So, like, to be able to get all of these dudes back, Aleem is big, DJ Reader's big. Who am I? Levi O, Josh Pascal. Like, you literally just got 4 of your top guys that aren't on the IR right back into your lineup. Like, those are your 4 starters essentially with Zadarius Smith. So, like, you just got reloaded all up. Guys are fully healthy, 10 days off, nothing to worry about. I'm pumped up, boys. Klotzy, I just want you to say, hey, the Ray Davis thing, let's take a step back on that because the whole defensive line is back. The whole defensive line is back.
You know why? Because they're going to be stopping James Cook, and they're going to be asking for a lifeline. And that lifeline is going to be Ray Davis. But, Jeff, can you pull up the injury report? Because I just want to see Buffalo's, too.
I got you.
I saw Detroit's earlier, but
they have a lot of questionable guys.
So, Rasul Douglas is out.
Yeah, okay.
You got some guys questionable, like DeMar Dalton. I think some of these guys are going to play.
Taylor Rapp.
So if they're full practice today, they're probably good.
Yeah, Taylor Rapp is questionable. He had a light practice. So I don't know if that's enough. I don't know.
I'm imagining, so Rasul Douglas out. That's huge. But Taylor Rapp, between those two, that's going to be, I think, what at the end of the day makes or breaks this game for the Buffalo Bills. I think if those guys are playing, I'm not guaranteeing a win for Buffalo, but I think after what happened last week in LA, like those guys are 2 guys that play with their heads cut off, and they would have caused some issues. And I think this would be a close game. And the fact that they're not there, and sounds stupid to say, but I think that would move a spread to me by like a point. Like at least just without those two. Like that's a huge break for the Detroit Lions. Not saying they're going to beat them without him, but.
Yep. I would have to, if I had to bet on it, I would say he's out. He did not practice all week, and today he was limited. So
yeah, it's not enough. I don't think. I don't.
So unless he's just magically, he's like, boom, good to go. That's a.
And when was that virtual practice? You know, what do we? I wonder how we measure that.
Yeah, imagine that's the limited practice was the virtual.
Yeah, was bro just taking notes? Like,
by the way, Jeff, Dan did get asked about the virtual practice. He said they would have those. He's been in places where they've had them. No big deal. He said, hey, you know, Dan can't take this serious, boys.
Yeah. He's gonna. Yeah, it's not like Dan's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's good luck. Virtual practice. Yeah, okay. We would never do that shit. You know, I the only thing I think it helps them with is they get rest. You know, if you just chill it. You know.
Yeah, especially with how big this injury report is.
You're doing like P90X in your living room, like, you know, on the Zoom
How many guys
call.
is that?
I don't know what it entails of, but it's a lot of guys they got on here. So the you know what, Taylor Rapp is the one that you still got to keep an eye out for sure. But I have a question here from Brett. He says, do we expect to see Mosley play some snaps this weekend? I will say, guys, I don't expect. Okay, play some snaps, yes, maybe a couple snaps. I could see him out there, like situationally, but I don't think. No, their secondary is healthy. So
he's been out there on special teams already, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has a couple times.
But you know what he's on defense.
What his role I think is going to be the rest of the year is, remember how Rakestraw, like if someone went down or someone needed a break, like, hey, I just took a hit, a stinger. Rakestraw was kind of that guy. I think that's just going to be Mosley's position for the rest of the year. It's like, and then if knock on wood, if there is a corner that goes down or something, you do have Mosley ready to go, which I think is a positive thing to look at.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's good depth. I mean,
yeah.
Despite him maybe not being what he used to be, still great depth. And,
I do wonder who they go, Vildor, Dorsey, or like a Mosley type deal. Because Mosley, do you guys remember when all those players were hurt? Mosley really didn't actually get any run. Am I wrong?
I just want the silence, Boone. I think this is just accountability.
I know.
Silence.
No, this is genuine.
If you're asking me, go ahead, Boone. Go ahead.
I'm being dead serious. Like a week or two ago, you didn't have Carlton, and there was a week without Terrion, and Mosley was healthy, and he was like, there was the game where he was a scratch because he got hurt in pregame. So then the next couple of weeks, he was full practice, and dude, they had Khalil Dorsey getting a lot of run, and Dan even mentioned in the press conference how good Khalil Dorsey has been for them. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, I think. Well, would you agree with this that they are
different
known
positions,
for
I guess,
bringing guys along pretty slowly? So I think Mosley, even though he's been healthy, like they probably are still. He probably I think going forward that he will be like full go. Like my opinion, I think he would be one of the first guys out there.
Like, do you not trust? Like, I would say Mosley can play outside. I know Klotz, you said because of or maybe it was Jeff with the knee injury. It's a little bit tougher, but like, do you trust Mosley even with the knee injury over like Khalil Dorsey or
Yes.
Vildor?
Yes.
But why hasn't it? Why hasn't it been happening?
I think
why hasn't it been happening?
Is because remember last year, and special teams and corner are different because when he's playing gunner on special teams, he's running forward. When you're playing corner, you're running backwards. That's obvious. I'm not trying to explain something that people don't know. But the first play that he returned last year, he tore his ACL again. So they're probably, and then when he got hurt in pregame, they're probably like, okay, they were already being cautious more than they normally are. But in my opinion, if Emmanuel Mosley fully healthy at this point, I would think, knowing they had the confidence to bring him back, they'd put him over Vildor. Dorsey's not as bad as Vildor, but I just think when you look at Dorsey, he's not somebody that you're trust on the perimeter. I think Emmanuel Mosley can give you spurts where you trust him on the perimeter. So I know you would probably agree, but I think that the Lions, they would go Mosley if he's healthy.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I wish he's been healthy, but you just haven't seen him.
So but we can all mutually agree it would go either E-Man, maybe he's backup nickel, and then you have Dorsey like backup outside corner, whatever.
Yeah.
Vildor's, you would need everyone to get hurt. You would need everyone to get hurt.
I did, dude. He literally after that bad game that he had, he literally the next week they were like he got a bunch of run. It was weird. It's crazy. And like remember he had to play at the very end of the game where he had the flag, but he really didn't have the flag. But it was like, why is he even out there after last week's performance?
Because the Lions trust their players.
Give him an opportunity to bounce back. He's gritty. Puts up a fight out there.
Yeah.
Is there anyone behind him on the depth chart? And I'm not trying to like slander his name right now. I'm being like genuinely curious.
Who, Vildor?
Yeah. Like who's behind him?
Let's see what the depth chart shows on ESPN here. Let's just see. Let's name a couple guys here. No, it's literally Carlton Davis and then Terrion, and then it's Khalil Dorsey and Kendall Vildor. And then obviously like nickel is Amik and then E-Man, but
yeah,
I guess you could move guys around if you really wanted to. You could flip and flop guys.
Oof. All right. Hey. Let's get into the whole debacle that I don't know if this was filmed today, but Micah's dad went on a podcast. It was like a Penn State podcast. I don't know the name of it. And Boone, I'll let you explain because you were in some. I
wasn't
battling. You were battling today.
I'll say this, and can you put a poll up too?
Yeah,
real quick.
Yep.
Before we really get into this, just hey, all this poll is just strictly after everything with Micah Parsons in Detroit. Micah saying, I don't remember. Do people remember Micah Parsons a year or so ago being like, who would want to go to Detroit? Who would ever want to play for the Detroit Lions, essentially? After those comments and everything, as a Lions fans, would you ever or would you want Micah Parsons to be a Detroit Lion? Yes or no? Simple question. Vote in the poll. I'm interested to see what the people think. Very interested because Micah's dad was on a podcast. I don't know when this podcast was. I think it was Caleb who posted it. Posted it on our Twitter. And when he posted on our Twitter, I quote tweeted it. And I put it up there with the picture, the screenshot of Micah Parsons saying, hey, who would ever want to go to the Detroit? Who would ever want to go to Detroit? No one's going from LA to Detroit. And when I posted that, I said, hey, I'm just going to throw this out here, guys. Micah's already said it once. No one wants to go to Detroit. I'll speak for Lions fans right now. No, I'm out. We don't want the man that has slandered the city of Detroit, the man that slandered the Detroit Lions, who attacked us, who attacked basically the fan base, attacked what the Lions are about, what they're building, what they're trying to build with Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. He went in online publicly and attacked it. Why would I want that man in the building with the guys, with all these guys knowing he attacked them? When the Lions are already the best team in the NFL, like even if we add, who cares if we added him? So I put that out there. There were some people not so happy. One with me saying, hey, don't speak for the fan base. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm sticking up for the city of Detroit and the Detroit Lions. And two people are like, why would you not want Micah Parsons? It's Micah Parsons. Okay, fellas, and I would like to know what your guys' thoughts on this. There is a lot of different factors that go into this. I said, hey, Pre-Zadarius Smith, okay, because we're having the Max Crosby conversation. Pre-Zadarius Smith, maybe you can have a conversation, but then once that conversation starts to turn, because we've had the conversations about Max Crosby coming, Myles Garrett coming. We were all in if that happened. Then you go to a guy like Micah Parsons, who you just saw him leave the field early the other day because he was losing. You've heard problems with him. You've seen him publicly call out the Detroit Lions, the city of Detroit, and the man's going to cost $1 bajillion. Now, do you think that is someone that you would want in this Detroit Lions organization when you already are the number one team in the NFL? You don't adding him, yeah, it might help your next year, guys. Guess who's back? Aiden Hutchinson. Guess who returns? Zadarius Smith. Guess who you have in the middle? DJ Reader. Guess who you have there? Ali McNeil. Yeah, some depth would be nice. Guys, you're not paying Micah Parsons $30 million, $25 million to come to Detroit and giving him an extension, trading for him. The people that are on Twitter and online that are saying, yes, go get him. Yes, 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 we would love to have him in Detroit. You have zero clue what you're talking about. Zero clue. Zero clue. All of those, hey, yeah, I would love to have, that's an emotional, yes, I would love to have another star. That's being like, that's playing Madden and being like, yeah, I would love to add another superstar. It makes no sense. It's impossible. If you want to pay Aiden Hutchinson, if you want to extend different players, Kirby Joseph, if you want to extend certain guys, you can't bring in a Micah Parsons. You can't do it.
Well, let's play the clip. This is his dad speaking, so people get the context here. So this is Micah Parsons' dad speaking about where he'd like Micah to go potentially. But let's take a listen.
Where would you like to see him be traded to?
My top 3 teams: Kansas City, Detroit, Pittsburgh. And I know Pittsburgh fans is like, whoa, but I'm sorry. Him and Watt together would be like cheating.
Yeah, preach.
Him and Hutchinson together in Detroit would be like cheating. I love it.
Never happen.
Okay, well, yeah, there's his dad talking about where he wants to be traded, like it's already going to happen. But if fans are obsessed with transactions, so they if you bring up an addition, of course, bring him home. But when you actually think about it, it makes absolutely zero sense. Like, it's never going to happen. There's no way. Number one, you're not trading draft capital for him. Even if you do that, you're not paying him what you'd essentially pay Aiden. So you'd have 2 defensive ends on like top 5 contracts. That doesn't make any sense. None of it really makes any sense. And if you add on top of that, the person, he's a bigger distraction off the field than anything. Like, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Great player. But he is a huge distraction. Huge. He's got his podcast. He's like, it seems like early on with Micah, it's like, this guy's amazing. But the last like year or so, it's been Micah likes what football brings him more than what football really is. Like, it seems like he likes the platform more than the actual game itself. That's the feeling, the vibe I get from him. So for me, I'm out. I no, it's not happening. A, but B, it doesn't make sense. Not the right fit. Not someone that Brad and Dan would be jumping up for. Like, let's go get Micah. Yeah, great culture guy. Yeah, hell yeah. No, absolutely not.
I mean, it's not going to happen. But if there was an opportunity, again, the third.
This is the problem that I have. It's the but. What you said first, it's not going to happen.
We're going down a rabbit hole. We can all agree Micah Parsons is not coming to Detroit. But if you were telling me that a trade were to happen, I would be ecstatic, because my whole thing, and I've said this numerous times, I don't think a single player can come in and break up this Detroit locker room. I think Micah Parsons would do his stuff, whatever, but it would not divide this team. At the end of the day, if you're a Super Bowl caliber team with him and you add him, I'm all for it. If you can line up for 60 minutes in between the sidelines on Sunday and play football, I'm all for it, because I don't think he would destroy this locker room. I think Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, all of these guys have a certain accountability in this locker room, and that's not what's going on in Dallas right now. If you look at Trayvon Diggs, he's always yapping. If you look at Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, they're always yapping. It's a culture thing. I don't think that this culture, hold on, Boone. I don't think that this culture, if he were to come into Detroit, would just not turn Micah Parsons into not a diva. He would still be a diva, but he'd be a player that would help you win a Super Bowl. If you put him in a playoff game, which the Detroit Lions would be in, he would make a difference. The whole Max Crosby thing, why would you want him here? Because he would make a difference. Max Crosby, obviously a better player, is a perfect culture fit. But when you add in a player that could do that, I'm taking it.
Dude,
I would take it.
You're basing this whole argument like, yes, dude, Micah Parsons an all-pro defensive edge. Like, what are we talking about? Like, yes, he could go on any football team in the world, and yes, he is going to make an impact. That is the most obvious statement of all time, Klotz. But you don't need him. You could say you could bring him in culturally, and he's not going to affect it. Guess what the Lions do? When they bring free agents in, we can have all these buts we want. When the Lions bring guys in, there's a reason it's hard for them to trade for guys because they go through background checks. They call a million coaches. They call players. They're going to do the same things if Micah Parsons was available. They would call, and guess what they would get? Yeah, the guy's like, he's a problem. Like, he just walked off the field with 30 seconds left, shaking his head, freaking out. And guess what Brad's going to do? All right, I'm out. It will never happen. We could be like, but if it did happen, he would impact. I would do it because he would impact the game. Yes.
What was CJ
He
Gardner-Johnson?
would impact the game. He would impact any football team. Make any defense better.
What was CJ Gardner-Johnson?
A failed signing.
It was, but CJ Gardner-Johnson, like that's a different situation, Klotzy. This is like, would you take him? Yes or no? No, like it's not going to happen. It would never happen. Like this is just, it's such irrelevant.
We're having a you asked a question and now I'm answering the question. I said it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
If there was a situation where the Detroit Lions got Micah Parsons, I wouldn't be like, oh.
Well, yeah, we're all going to sit there, obviously, be like, he could make an impact. But I don't want this man. No, there's just a line that you cross, and there's just certain guys you just don't want the guy on your team. I don't think you do. He hasn't won anything in Dallas. Cool, he can put production up. He can come here and put production up, but like at what cost? The man publicly called out the city of Detroit and the Detroit Lions less than a year ago. Like, what do you want that in your locker room for? He's going to come in the locker room, and guys are going to be like, dude, I saw your tweet. I know what you tried to say about us and what we're about as a culture and a city and as an organization. Like, okay, now we have to try and act like that didn't happen. The fans got to act like that didn't happen. What are we talking about?
I think if you have a player that helps you win a Super Bowl,
you're going to win a Super Bowl with or without Micah Parsons.
We're going
with or without Micah Parsons.
Yes, Booner. I never said we need Micah Parsons to win a Super Bowl.
Then we don't need him.
I never said we need more. You're saying that you're making it seem like I'm saying we need Micah Parsons. What I'm saying is, if the Detroit Lions were to trade for Micah Parsons, I'm jumping up and down. I'm happy because he's gonna be a guy that come playoff time helps you win a Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I think he would be more like when they signed CJ. Not that they're the same player, but they're like that persona, like that, like talker. Remember CJ doing the ski mask, the waving on the side, like the dumb shit. Like that's, I think Micah would.
Yeah, and how long did he last in Detroit for?
A year.
Okay, my point exactly. Point closed.
Now Mike is a better player, but I'm with you, Boone.
Whether he's a better player or not, it's the culture fit in Detroit. Is he a Dan Campbell guy? Is he a Brad Holmes guy? Whether you could be like, hey, you could bring anyone in and he'll be able to change him, like whatever on that. But like we've seen again, CJ Gardner-Johnson come in and everyone was like, well, maybe he'll come in, make an impact, and he'll stay for another year. Guess what? He didn't do. They were out on him so quick because of everything that came with it. And they were like, no, we'll just stick with Iffy and Kirby and Brian Branch. We'll make that move. But like, what are we doing? Like, I don't care. I don't care how good you are. I just think there's a standard in Detroit right now. And Brad has publicly stated multiple times, not just drafting, but with free agency and with trading, they are very, very, their number one thing that they look at before they even look at what type of player you are and how good you are and your talent. The number one thing they look at is how do you affect the locker room? What are you like? What's your personality like? What do you like off the field? What do you like? How do you treat your teammates? What type of culture guy are you about? And guess what? Like Micah Parsons, the last 2 years, has he fit any of that? No, he's not fit a Detroit Lions type culture. He has not. So he's not even passing the first check from Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell.
Well, hey, Lucas.
And then we can get into some money. If we want to talk about the money, I'm not accepting the money that man's going to want. I don't want to pay that money. Bring me back Kirby. Bring me back Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow. Give me the dudes that are here with the culture.
Klotz might be tuning into the pod. He might be tuning into the Micah pod.
I think he's a Micah fan.
Whoa! All I'm saying is Micah Parsons is a Hall of Fame type of player.
I admire the game for sure. The game
That's
is very
all.
good.
That's why I'm saying.
I will say.
Don't want him on
wanna-
my football
I don't
team
want
here.
to. I don't want because I know we got more things to talk to. I think when the difference between a CJ Gardner-Johnson, Micah Parsons player, why you're out on him is one CJ was hurt, didn't do anything but cause distractions. If you're
Yeah.
producing,
Not on
and
this
it's not-
Lions
it's-
team. There's no Klotz on any other football
I'm
team.
saying
That's why
don't
you're an
mind.
Ohio
I
State
don't
fan with
mind.
Ryan Day. That's why you're an Ohio State
I'm
fan.
I'm in
If
North
you're
Carolina,
producing, do
baby,
whatever you
Chapel
want.
Hill.
Here in
Chapel Hill.
Detroit, here
Chapel
in
Hill,
Detroit,
baby.
here in Detroit with the Detroit
we
Lions,
moved on.
we have standards and a culture that's set in place. If you're not with that culture, guess what? You're not going to be here playing football.
Hey, by the way, Micah Parsons only has 1 sack in his playoff career. So I mean, I'm just saying,
He's won nothing.
Short-lived.
He's won nothing.
yeah, just like his production in the playoffs. It's not great player. Great player.
And by the way, people are saying, shout out Booner got Moss. Said Booner's being a hate. I don't like Michael Parsons. He's my Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
of
he
NFL.
seems like a douche. But hey, great player. Let's get into the Lions Bills here. Boone, I know we were going to get into more of the significance of the game, but I want to still hit offense and defense. You want to get to your keys?
Yeah, I mean, we have enough time, don't we?
Yeah.
Or no,
Yeah,
do we not? No, we
because
don't
the over
really,
unders might take a little second.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
we
can
get right
talk
into
about
the
the significance. Okay, we'll just see how it goes. We'll just take the flow here. So, significance of this game. Okay, Lions Bills, and I put in the prep here. I want to ask, how significant is the game for both teams? Like, what would a win against Buffalo mean for Detroit and vice versa? Now, for me, the Detroit Lions are a team that just came off a huge test against the Packers. And Dan brought this up in his press conference too. Like, people seem to forget they just beat the Packers, and that's like a pretty big test. But what I will say is this game means more, I think, for the Lions if they win this game. And I will explain why. Okay. The Bills, if they get this game, like you're looking at it from Josh Allen's MVP run, all this stuff, like, yeah, they'll beat the Lions, who are the best team in the NFC. Like, all that stuff, it works. But the reason why I look at the Lions is because they are still the team that the last 2 years have kind of freshly arrived and have been an elite team and now the best team in the league. Like, this stuff is kind of new. To beat the Bills, who has the current MVP as of right now on it, would be more significant to me. I think the Lions, to get this win, to beat a Bills team who many predict will be in the Super Bowl, and this could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup, I think this win would much more benefit the Lions, especially post-Hutch. We all ask, where does this team measure up, specifically the defense, against a team and against a quarterback like this? That's what we ask, and we're going to get that on Sunday. But here's the thing. Super Bowl won't be at home. It'll be at a neutral field. This week's at home, so a little different. But you got the defensive line back. These are the guys you're going into the Super Bowl with. Zadarius Smith, Aleem, DJ, Josh, Levi. Like, these are the guys you're going to face whoever's in the Super Bowl with. And I do think as of right now, the Bills are the favorites to make it. They look the best. So I think this win would be way more significant for the Lions than I think it would be for the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're spot.
I do think the Lions need it more. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, my light changed colors here. There we go.
There you go,
I think you're spot on though, Jeff. This is the biggest game. A lot of people, we've heard it all year long. Because the Lions, I mean, when you're a one-loss team, like, every game feels like if you lose a game, it's such a big deal. So every week you go into it and you're like, hey, this is such a big game. This is a big game. This is a big game. This is literally, and I hate to say it because we've said it before, the biggest game of the regular season. The biggest. It's the best game. It's the best team you've played. It's a measuring stick for where you're at as a football team. Another contending team. We could say the Packers may be contending, Vikings. I don't look at them as Super Bowl contenders. I look at the Buffalo Bills as a Super Bowl contending team that you could see in the Super Bowl in New Orleans in February. And to that point, Jeff, and we've been saying it all week, this Josh Allen, the Detroit Lions defense matchup, this Josh Allen AG matchup, it's going to tell a lot about what this defense is about, especially with all the injuries, because it's going to be the best quarterback you're going to go up against until probably the Super Bowl. Like, the next time you see a quarterback that's going to be at this level would be the Super Bowl. So, like, you're going to be able to, like, sit back here, win or loss. Hey, this is what this team's about. this is a legit Super Bowl team, or hey, these are the. I think honestly, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. No matter what happens on Sunday, I'm okay with the outcome over the fact to where if the Lions win, which I think they will. And I honestly, guys, as we're getting closer, I think they're gonna there's gonna be a big time. It's gonna be a big victory. But if there is a loss, guess what you just found out versus a Super Bowl contender? You just figured out your weaknesses and what you need to get ready to go into the playoffs and fix. And I think that's very valuable because my whole life, fellas, in sports and life, you hear all the time, like, hey, learn from your losses, learn from them. In a team with only one loss, like, hey, you really haven't seen all of your weaknesses yet. You've seen a handful, but hey, what are those weaknesses? Like, you saw the weaknesses in week 2 versus the Bucs. What was that? Red zone offense. What did they do? One of the best red zone offenses since week 2. Fixed it. Boom. Done. And it'll be the same thing if this happens. Or even if you win this game and you start seeing weaknesses versus a really good football team, boom, you get to go fix those. So I think this is a really beneficial game, to be honest, fellas. Lions probably, I think the Lions have the most here to take out of this football game, though, if that was the question.
Yeah, most of the game, Lions or Bills. More significant for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a question of that. It is the Detroit Lions, because I think what this is really going to show you at the end of the day is how far this defense has come from since week 7 of last year when they played Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Because like you guys said, this is a matchup that you're only going to see in the Super Bowl because there's not any good mobile quarterbacks, at least truly mobile quarterbacks. There's Kyler Murray, but the Cardinals are not a Super Bowl contender like you guys were pointing out. But the whole thing that I'm really anticipating this game for is to watch, like you said, Boone, Lions win or lose, I'm still going to have confidence in them to make the Super Bowl. But what Josh Allen does to those defensive ends, as far as are they able to contain him? Are they going to put pressure on him? Are they going to be able to do enough without Aiden Hutchinson? Because that was the whole thing around the trade deadline, Boone, with me, was do I think the Detroit Lions can make the Super Bowl? Absolutely, they have the potential, but actually winning it in that game against quarterbacks like Josh Allen and allowing him to make plays if they don't put pressure on him, that's what I'm truly going to be tuned in on. Win or loss, that's fine. I think it's 1 week. Lions are going to lock up the NFC North. They have a very good chance of winning the 1 seed. Even if they drop this game, I still have full faith that they will, because I think they beat the Vikings in week 18. But if Josh Allen causes some problems, I don't think it's something where it's like that's your weakness, because I think that's when it's going to fall into a personnel issue, because you can get away with that against the Jordan Loves. But then you get the Josh Allens, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes it just doesn't matter because those players are too good. Even with Aiden Hutchinson there, they were still going to make plays. They would be able to make plays. If he's not there, I think that could cause serious issues in the biggest moment and glare at the worst time, like I said. Now, I'm not saying that's locked to happen, but it's definitely a possibility if we see issues on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game from the Bills' perspective, like they're looking at it like Josh Allen MVP. We're chasing the number 1 seed in the AFC. Like, if they drop this game, now you're close with the Ravens, and that's the big thing with Lamar is like, oh, he can't win MVP. You know, they have too many losses. It's like, well, the Bills will have 4. I think Lamar has 5. So it's like they need to win this game too, but I think the Lions need it more. And I didn't even mention the number 1 seed. I think that plays into it too. The resting guys and getting guys back from the IR. Like, there's so many different angles for it. Like, this is a great litmus test for the Lions, a great measuring stick. And I honestly, we'll talk about the offense, but I think both, more so the Lions, though, they're going to cause some problems offensively. Like, I see this game being, I said it last week, I'm going to keep saying it, it's going to be similar to last week, in my opinion. I really do. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But Boone, you got your keys to victory on this whole thing, and I'm curious what you got. I'm curious what Boone's keys to victory are for the Lions taking down the Bills. It's like your guy Josh Allen this week. He's the enemy. You know,
a lot of people thought going into this week that I was like this is the Booner Bowl, as people were calling it. At least I've seen it a couple times. The Booner Bowl. It is bowl season in college football. We have no Booner Bowl here, though. This is strictly Detroit Lions. Hey, this is how we're gonna win the game, fellas. Are we ready?
Let's go.
Are we ready? All right. Can we get some tunes up? Can we get some tunes rolling?
I got you. All right, here we go. Booners.
All right.
Keys
First,
to victory.
Keys to victory. I have 3 of them for this week, guys. Kind of honestly, in a matchup like this, you're like, hey, let's try to keep this thing simple a little bit. You find a couple things where it's like, hey, these are what we have to do to win the football game, and I make these keys to victory like I'm being talking to the team. Like, hey, these are the things we need to do, fellas, on Sunday at 4:20 to win this football game. The first one I have here, this is probably one of the most obvious ones. And Wanda in the chat, run the ball. Love that one. That's not on the list, but I love that. Dominating the run game, control the time of possession. I do love that. But first one here, this might be the most obvious one, guys. Contain the MVP, Josh Allen. Do not, and it's not, hey, contain him, because originally I put on there, fellas, I said, hey, make him beat you through the air. Don't let him hurt you on the ground. I don't even think it's that, because there are games where he runs for 40, 30 yards, still has a touchdown, but he kills a team through the air. And it's because he's so elusive. He's able to get out of the pocket. He's able to move and extend plays. I think it's do not allow this man, Josh Allen, to go out there and extend a play. You cannot allow. It was the same thing with Kyler Murray. The Kyler Murray thing that's the one where it was like, hey, you have to, like, you can let him run but do not let him extend these plays to where they get bigger plays off of that. I think it's the same thing with Josh Allen. One of the best things he does, and he's probably the best in the NFL at it, is getting out of the pocket. People are scared that he's going to run the ball, starts to collapse on him. Boom, hits Shakir. Boom, hits Amari Cooper. And it's because the defense breaks down because all they want to do is just go after Josh Allen because they're scared of the run game. And I think it's that simple. Like, that's the number one thing to me, guys, on Sunday. Contain him. And it's perfect because Josh Pascal, Levi O, DJ Reader, Aleem, Za'Darius, you have everyone back and ready to go. Jamal Adams is going to be going. I'm sure they're going to use him a lot in the pass game to get to Josh Allen. So I'm excited to see that. Number 2. Are you guys ready for this one?
What do we got? I like
offense.
You're 1 for 1. I like this. Okay, I like this.
Let's go. Second one, offensive side of the ball, fellas. People did say the run game. This is going to be a high-scoring game, fellas. It's going to be one of the highest-scoring games of the NFL season. Who needs to keep this thing going?
Oh.
It's your quarterback. I think Jared Goff, guys, as much as we think the run game needs to be big, and I think you're going to get that out of Gibbs and D-Mont, Jared Goff has to have one of those performances on Sunday, those MVP. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be in the MVP or he's going to be the, take over the lead after this game at all. That's the last thing I'm saying. What I am saying is those performances where you've seen him go 21 for 24, 26 for 31, 300 and something yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Those are the ones here. That you need to have one of those types of games here from Jared Goff. Hey, Jeff, gotta wait for these comments, dude. I'm an ADHD. I'm gonna get distracted over here, brother. I'm trying to read them as you're putting them up, and I'm trying to think about this thing. We can do comments at the end here. Hold all your questions. Hey, everyone, hands in the vehicle. Hold all of your questions till the end of the ride, all right, or the end of the lecture. But the Jared Goff MVP. You need that performance out of him for this offense to go out there and score the 30-plus points that we're expecting, the 40 points to win this game, because you're going to have to outscore them. They have 7 straight games scoring 30-plus points. You have to go out there and put those points up and win the game like that. Last one, fellas, Jeff. So I tell you to hold the comments a little bit because there was one in there. That was my third one here. This is the Booner special. You have to win the turnover battle, fellas. In a high-scoring game, lots of possessions. You guys know how I feel about this. You have to steal a possession. You have to. The Bills, as much as this is crazy, guys, the Bills right now are the best team at doing this. This is why they've won. This is why they've won 10 games. This is why they're 10-3. Yeah, they have Josh Allen. Their defense has had 24 turnovers, and Josh Allen has taken care of the ball. They have the highest turnover differential in the NFL by a lot. They're like plus 17. It's an insane amount. Lions are down there at like plus 9. So you have to find a way, guys. This is how they've won football games in the past all year long versus good teams. You have to win the turnover battle. You have to find a way to make Josh Allen throw the ball away, interception, fumble, whatever it is. And Jared Goff on the other end of the game, on the other end of the ball, take care of the rock. Like, you have to. I think that's this is the most important game of the year, going up against a team that's number 1 in the NFL in turnovers and turnover battle. You have to outdo them in that category. You have to be able to come out with the victory here. Those are my 3 keys to victory. So, fellas, what do we think? Now we can do comments.
Go ahead, Klotz.
No, I like it. I just think a huge factor in all of these is the performance out of the linebackers this week. I think the linebackers need to step up. I think obviously Jack Campbell will, but I think like Jeff, you've been preaching it all week. Like Jamal Adams, he's going to have to step up. Ezekiel Turner's been making plays. He's going to have to continue to step up. All these linebackers, especially with no Trevor Nowaski, I think that's going to be what is kind of the key to this game. Even when you're talking about James Cook, because you said it earlier, Boone, this Bills offensive line is very, very good. I wouldn't say they're elite, but they're about as good as you can get before you become elite. And I think that they can cause problems if you let them. Not even talking about Josh Allen on the ground, but you look at James Cook, Ray Davis, and those other boys that they got going for them. The linebackers are going to be huge this week. I think they're part of the Detroit Lions that will make or break this game as well. Like we were kind of talking about Rasul Douglas and Taylor Rapp being out. I think that's kind of the situation for the Detroit Lions linebacker room. Like that's who's going to make or break this game because of the injuries that are going on there.
Yeah, I think this game, the Bills now with Joe Brady, what they want to be is a team that runs the football and a team that, with Josh Allen with a run game, he can kind of just chill in the pocket a little bit, like you said, extend some plays sometimes, but play point guard essentially. That's what they want Josh to do. I think a big one. Just add a couple more keys here. Like I think they have to, and they will. But prioritize, you got to stop James Cook. And I know they will, but you have to still say it. I can't just not talk about it because they've done it. But you have to. Because last week the Rams did a good job of shutting him out of the game. And he's been a guy that can go off at times. So if the Lions can contain him and make this offense a little more one-dimensional, you might get a turnover. And the thing about Josh getting 2 Superman performances back-to-back, it could happen, but maybe it is a good thing that last week he had 6 touchdowns. Maybe that is a good thing because
by the way, too, I think people are at least PS1 Dungeons confused. That is not my score prediction. Not my score prediction. That is the turnovers on the season from the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. Bills have 24 turnovers. Lions have 20.
There you go.
That was a turnover battle. It's just showing, hey, they both are 2 of the top teams in the NFL creating turnovers. So
you're not picking the Bills.
I can see where that confusion takes place. I did not mean for that to happen. That's on me. I'm not taking the Bills. We will have our score predictions later, but that makes sense. That I see why that might be a little confusing.
Well, if we're going to talk about the offense, I think one thing, and I know you mentioned the Jared Goff MVP type of performance, like in my opinion, with how bad the Bills are rushing defense, they've been torched by some good running backs. I think what is the best outcome is you don't really need an MVP performance out of Goff personally. If you have those 2 guys just balling on the ground, which they're due for a bounce back game. Like I think you could very well see like David Montgomery and Jameer. Jameer for sure is going to have 100 all-purpose yards, but David Montgomery getting like 80, whatever, 70, both of them getting in the end zone, and Goff's like, 20 of 26 for like 220 and like 2 touchdowns or whatever, like a touchdown or 2. Maybe like that's what I would be like, that's a great outcome. Like I hope it is. I hope it isn't a situation where you do need Goff to get like.
I feel like you have to. I mean, even if each of the running backs score, that's 14 points. Like, are you telling me this game, like Goff 1 or 2 touchdowns gets you to 21, 28? Like, this game feels like it's going to be a shootout. Like the over/under is 50. It's the biggest of the year. I know Vegas isn't always right, but I mean, it's the top 2 offenses in the NFL. Like Josh Allen and that Bills offense is going to go out there and try and put points up on you. And like to keep up with them, like you can run the game. I do, like we talked about earlier in the week, like the run game, like is going to keep them off the field and the time of possession and like that. But I still do think like you need Jared Goff to go out there and perform at a high level. You need to.
Yeah.
It's one of those games. Yeah. Like you need him to put an MVP performance up to be able to, hey, we're going to dominate this football game.
I agree with you need him to play well. I would never say he's, you want him to not play well. But my point is Josh Allen's going to have inflated numbers because I think he's going to be without a run game. So I think he'll have better numbers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he could have better. He's an MVP of the NFL right now.
Yeah, like Goff, I expect Goff to have a lot of help on the ground, which is the ideal situation. You know what I mean? You expect him to have a lot of help on the ground. That's all the point I was making. Like Josh Allen ain't going to have 2 guys get almost 100 yards scrimmage on the ground. Sorry, Ray Davis. He's not. Sorry, you're not getting 2 running backs.
We can bring up Ty Johnson before we can bring up Ray Davis. How about that?
I think there's a high likelihood, especially Jameer popping off, but David kind of getting back. Those 2, and now you got a healthy offensive line that like Goff will have a good game, but national media, we all will be like, great game, Goff, but I don't think national media will look at that and be like, MVP Goff. Like, I was listening to a show this morning. I was checking out a clip I saw online, and they were like expecting 303, 4 TDs. Like, it's like, I don't know. I'll get to my score later. It'll make sense when I give you my score. It'll make sense when I explain it. But what do you think, Klotzy, with the offense matching up here?
I think offensively with the Bills, I think how you're talking about James Cook, taking out the fact that I think they're already going to eliminate James Cook from the game, I think the number one player they have to stop is Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper is one of those guys that, yes, he's older, but he can still take over a game with the amount of press coverage and man coverage that the Detroit Lions run. It's going to be Amari Cooper is just one of the best route runners, period. And that's setting up defenders to be in a bad situation. That's going to be more vulnerable as you're in man coverage. When you have him and Keon out there, there's going to be times where you're going to have Amari Cooper on Terran Arnold. And that's going to be a matchup where I think the Bills are going to try to go after consistently, especially in the red zone with Dalton Kincaid coming back, but he's not fully healthy yet. I think Amari Cooper, if he has a game, that's going to make a lot of things interesting because he's not a guy that's going to get you 2 catches for 70 yards. When Amari Cooper goes off, he usually has 8-9 catches, 120 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. And we haven't seen that out of him yet. But if that starts happening, which I think it could be just because of the situation that the Bills are in, and he kind of caught on last week in the matchup they had against the Rams, it's going to be interesting to see how they match up with Amari Cooper. That's kind of my James Cook with how you were saying it, Jeff.
Yeah. That's in the offense here. I mean, someone commented it. The Bills are pretty small up front, so like they'll be able to push those. I mean, yeah, I know it was the snow though, but the 49ers ran all over them. I'm thinking of another team that did it. I'd have to double check, but there's been a couple.
I mean, I think Kyron had like 90 something last week for some.
Like they're gettable. And honestly, I mean, when we get to the defense, I think this game will be about the trenches on both sides. It always is, but I think there'll be extra emphasis here. Rushing attack, and stopping the run, and getting after Josh Allen. Which, again, if you're trying to contain him, they might not have 4 or 5 sacks. I'm not saying that, but stopping the run at the very minimum. You know what I mean? Shutting James Cook down.
Yeah, I would say, like, honestly, and like with the offense, like I think every single Lions game, it starts up front. Like, I think that's always, we kind of expect, like, hey, this is what your offense is built off of. Like, especially now Taylor Decker's back. Like, you have a full offensive line. Demont and Gibbs, like, hey, we expect you guys this week to have a game. Like, these are the games where they step up and usually have these big games. So I would hope that these guys step up in the run game, because guess what that does for Jared Goff? Me saying, excuse me, having an MVP performance, like, starts and play action in the run game. Like, that's how it all kind of comes together. And if that offense is rolling at all cylinders, run game's going to have, they're going to have 200 all-purpose yards. Goff can go out there and throw for 300 yards. Like, when this Detroit Lions offense is firing on all cylinders, Jeff, like, to that point, the run game they can go out there and get 200 yards to combine all purpose, and Jared Goff can go out there and have an MVP game. Like, that's why like this offense is so unstoppable, and they're number 1 in the NFL. It's like the two sides of it. It's like, hey, this is impossible to stop. And like, especially now with like the safety trouble that the Bills are having right now with injuries, Rasul Douglas now out, like that's what you're like, hey, guess what, J-Mo, big game for you coming up. Like these guys, like, attack that secondary too. Attack, if they're small up front, attack that, and guess what? They have multiple starters out in the secondary. Attack them. Like it's how are they going to stop them? Like, how can they stop this Lions offense? I do not see it. I can't see a way where they do it.
I got a comparison. I looked at some of Goff's games. Like, in my opinion, what I see out of Goff this game, I like what he did to Minnesota. They won 31-29. He was 22 of 25, 280 and 2 TDs. Like, that's insane. 3 incompletions. But man, if you can get like an efficient, and I think it was 11.2 yards per completion, pushing the ball a little bit downfield too, had 140 quarterback rating. I think he was only sacked 4 times in that game, which that's another thing they're going to have to look out for too, guys. That defensive line for the Bills. They got some guys up front. Rousseau is very good. He is from Miami.
I wanted Gregory Rousseau bad.
He's so good. Yeah. Yeah, what do you have, like 17 sacks in a season or something like that? 13? What do you have, like 14?
He's been productive, and he's had a good season so far. Then, AJ Espinosa on the other side, he's kind of like a George Karlaftis. He's out of Iowa, but he's been, like, last year, he had, like, 10 sacks. They extended him. He was a guy that was supposed to hit free agency and would have been one of the better DNs in free agency. He's a guy that can cause problems in the run and in the pass. Then, obviously, Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver is a defensive tackle that can stop in the run, but also, like, Frank Ragnow, obviously a good center, but we've seen a couple plays, not throughout the whole season, but here or there throughout the season where he's kind of been duped a little bit. Ed Oliver is definitely a guy that can do it. And then Daquan Jones, who they have up front, is just a big body who's just going to be eating up blocks. So they have got, like, if that's definitely a defensive line that can cause trouble from time to time. And that's why I think the Bills do have so many turnovers, especially with Matt Milano not being there. Like, that defensive line, they've been able to make plays. So it's going to be another thing that's going to be interesting to see. But I think the Lions will be able to protect Goff where he's not turning the ball over.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's going to be a couple plays, and that's why ultimately you want, and the run game's always emphasized, but you want the run game to get back to what it normally is, because you don't want Goff in a situation where he's dropping back that many times with this defensive line. You know what I mean? You don't want the man, even though he just did it, but back-to-back 40-plus pass attempts, probably not. I don't know. I don't see that. But it's going to be very important. I think Jameer, I will say this, Klotzy, we're going to do over-unders later. More confident than I was last week. I'll just say that.
You should be. I think that's who this game goes through.
Yeah.
I think you have to do it, but like we talk about big offense on the other side, and you need plays to score quick if it's certain situations, especially like before halftime, 2-minute warning situations. Jameer is going to be a guy that I think is huge, especially even just through the air. He had 6-7 receptions last week, and I don't think he's going to get that again. But I think they saw, okay, Jameer through the air is definitely pivotal. They got that fourth down in the fourth and goal right before the half, and he scored a touchdown on it. I think we'll see more things like that this week too.
I'll honestly too. I just think in general, like both of these running backs, I feel like it's one of those games where you could take both of their yards and overs, and you could take both of them to score a touchdown, and that parlay hits. Like it just feels like that type of game to where it's like, hey, this is what, like you have offensively, you have to be firing again on all cylinders, and Gibbs is going to have a big game. He's going to, whether he has 10 touches or 20 touches, like Gibbs is going to hit his over. Like he's going to find, like he's going to have 100 all-purpose yards easily. And then I think you look at D-Mont and you're like, they're going to try and establish it, and they're trying to pound the rock down your throats. And that is typically the David Montgomery-esque type thing. And both of these guys getting in the end zone. I like, honestly, Jahmyr Gibbs 100 all-purpose yards, D-Mont like 60 all-purpose yards, and both a touchdown. I don't know what that parlay is, but I probably will take that on Sunday. Honestly,
I'll even, you know what?
And I like the all-purpose too because of the receiving. Both of them receiving out of the backfield, they have been very, very good. Even David Montgomery, he's had 5 catches last week, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3. Like they look for him.
I might even sprinkle a little bit on Jahmyr Gibbs' longest rush over.
All right,
that's easy.
Timeout. All right. I got to give a guy credit. I don't know his name. There's a guy in my DMs who has messaged me multiple times, like almost every week. It's like, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna find this guy. I'm gonna find him.
Well, explain the context. What is he messaging?
Dude, he's messaged me a million times, or crunch time, one of the two. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. And it said, Booner, I'm telling you, Jahmyr Gibbs' longest run is a lock. I mean, every week he's like, they're disrespectful for it. And he's just like, I'm telling you, I gotta find it. I don't know where it's at.
That dude's a genius. That guy's a genius. So yeah, if that's what he's doing, and he was probably making money like every week, the first like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, or whatever. Yeah. So that's a good bet. I don't know what it'll be at if it's like 18.5 or something. Over. Nope. Over. Last week. Didn't hit.
Tough game.
But he's human. I
don't know where it is. I can't find it.
Still a good game, but by Jahmyr standard, it was a down
he was
game,
like,
not a bad game. Down game.
Yeah. It was like he's human. It looks like the guy every week is just like, shaking guys out of their cleats. He had the pedestrian. Good game.
If you're watching right now, remessage me. I think on Instagram, I think requested messages, all of my messages go to requested. And I think if I don't open them or respond to them through a certain amount of time, they go away. I think it went away.
Oh no.
Well,
Well,
no, shout out to whoever that guy is, dude. He's like Jahmyr Gibbs' longest rush. I think he's messaged it to me 4 or 5 weeks. Like it's just like boom, boom, boom every time. It's a great call, Jeff.
Boom, boom, boom.
yeah, and also I will add this. Dan Campbell, you know what he said in his presser? Scoring points is a must. What did I say? What do you know what I'm smelling? Smelling some fourth down. I'm smelling some fourth down attempts. And he didn't say whether he can't say it, obviously, because then the Bills will know, okay, they're going for it. But it's happening. There's going to be probably 1 to 2 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s. He's going to go for it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. This is a Bills team. He kept emphasizing how much they score points. There's not going to be a time where, like, first, let's say, like, they get the ball, they defer, Bills score, they go down, they're on, like, they're on the goal line, it's 4th down, they're going for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or even like it's 4th and 1 and they're on like the 10-yard line, whatever. They're going for it. You know, like they are not going to just kick a field goal and be 7-3. Like they want to get the touchdown. That's just the feeling I get from his presser and from last week. I think this week's going to be a similar type of game. Game script wise, I think it's going to be high scoring, got to score touchdowns. Maybe in some points of the game, maybe they settle for a field goal, but most of the time it's going to be like, we got to punch this thing in. So expect those two. I'm just putting it out there in the ether. So people just get mentally ready for it. It's going to happen. And I saw a graphic today. The Lions are like the only team in the last like however many years that has had at least 1 4th down conversion in like every game or like most games under Dan Campbell. It's crazy. Like it's like a daily,
Over.
What?
I'd say over under 2 or 3.5 4th down attempts, not conversion. Like
3.5
attempts, 3.5.
3.5.
I'll go under 3.
So what were they?
Yeah,
5 last week?
Yeah, I think 3.
I'm gonna go over.
I think 3, and he converts 2.
I'll go under just because I don't think the Bills are as good defensively. I think they're going to have more success on the run. They'll be picking up those first downs more frequently this week.
It's fair. That's actually very fair that they won't even have to have that many attempts.
Yeah. They'll get some looks, but I don't think as many.
Out of respect, I kind of want to go the over 3 or 4. I want
Out of
4.
respect.
Being emotional, Boone.
Hey,
I know, dude. I'm pumped up. I've switched sides quick on this 4th down. I'm ready. I want them to start the game off. I wish you could kick the ball off instead of being 1st and 10. It's just automatically 4th and 1.
And
you're like, here we go, boys.
Do you get the possession or not? You got to earn the possession with the 4th and 1.
Yeah, there's no more onside kicks. It's just 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line. Ready? Who wants
That would
it?
kind of be because then you could just like be like the power of the running back, like getting a power back that just gets it every time.
Yeah, I think
Jeff would hate that.
I think they actually considered making that a rule to where if you want an onside kick, I think maybe there is a league that does it. Instead of the onside kick, you could choose. There's no onside kick. It's you get the ball
Mary.
4th and 15, and if you convert it, you get the ball there, and if not, they get the ball.
It was
the XFL maybe
whatever Maurice Alexander was playing in. It was that league.
might have been the XFL. I love that. Dan Campbell would love that rule, dude.
The Battle Hawks. There's a couple good. I remember watching that a couple of times. That was a fun league for a little bit.
I can't wait for the Michigan Panthers, to be honest. To be as crazy as that sounds, I had spoken like I'm hoping that we are back in the building and not just for one home game but multiple. I'm pumped up for it.
Yeah, it's a great time, man. It really is.
Press box, living and stuff. It's the best.
They do a great job over there. But they really do. The UFL, they do a good job. All right, our boy Roman is doing great things. He's with the Raiders now.
Yeah,
with the PR for the Panthers. He's a stud. That dude is.
I talked to him a couple weeks ago about it, and he was just like, they're like the new facilities in Vegas. Like, he's like, it's unbelievable. Like, that's like his first NFL job is with the Raiders.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's nice.
All right, it's about to get Cam Ward too. Boy's about to be having a winning team over there. Come on. About to throw Pat Mahomes out the division.
I was gonna say they're not picking Cam Ward. They're gonna pick Shedeur.
Yeah.
A smart man would put Cam Ward. A wise man would pick Cam Ward.
Oh, I was going to say that was
Shedeur is the flashy pick. He's the pick that everyone thinks should go first. But Pat Mahomes went 10. Cam Ward will go 3.
You know what? I want Cam Ward to go 1.
I don't. I want him to go.
Yeah, because it's like Jeff with
Abel and
Caleb
Malik
Williams,
Neighbors.
like the stuff that the slack he gets from Caleb Williams going 1. Like, have you guys seen these NFL redrafts?
That's different.
Caleb Williams going like 8th or 9th in these redrafts.
That's ridiculous.
He's so bad though, dude.
Who's going 1, Boone?
No, he's not.
Jaden Daniels, dude.
Is Bo Nix going in front of Caleb Williams?
Probably, dude. Let me tell
As he
you.
should. As he
Oh
should.
my God.
What year was that? 2024 redraft. Let me pull one up.
I think over his last like 4 games, Caleb's like 7 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Yeah, and I think over the last 8 games, he's 0-8.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oh, so quarterback wins are a thing.
Oh, well, you at least expect 1 win.
Oh, so you're a quarterback wins guy.
Yeah, when it applies. Caleb Williams really matters. When you're the number, would Baker go year 1? Would Baker go year 1?
Stop it. Caleb's playing. He's stop it.
You want? Can you want to share this real quick? Redraft. Are you ready? Number 1 overall, they have Drake May going to the Chicago Bears.
And
Number
I like
2,
Drake May. That's not. I don't like that. I don't
number
like that.
2, Jaden Daniels to the Washington Commanders. Number 3, excuse me, my voice is going away. Bo Nix, number 3 overall. Still no Caleb Williams.
No.
Number 4, Quinyon Mitchell. Wow,
Jeff
Jeff,
can get behind that.
we can
Jeff
take
can
that
get
one, dude.
I like
We're on
that.
the Quinyon train. Number 5, Brock Bowers. All right, number 6. Who do you got? 6 is
6 is gonna be. It's gonna be an
John-
offensive lineman.
Dude,
Or no,
it's the
gonna be Malik
Giants.
Neighbors.
It's
gonna be
yeah. I was. This is
Caleb
ridiculous.
Williams. The man dropped from 1 to 6. Malik Neighbors at 7. Jared Verse,
I'll
Joe
put this
Alt,
out.
and Marvin
I'll
Harrison.
put this out.
Dude, I don't know who this is, to be honest.
It's an educated man.
I don't know.
and
Who
or
is that?
female.
Wasn't anyone? Drake May going 1 is where it ends. I
don't
and I
think
love
so.
Drake May.
He looks better than Caleb in a worse
Yeah,
situation.
no, Drake May has been pretty,
Oh, so he's better than Jane Daniels.
No, I don't think
No.
so, but Drake May has showed a lot of
I-
he has an opportunity to be a dog.
I fucking liked him. I know it was my guy, but my point is,
Oh, was he? I thought Caleb Williams was.
No, those are my 2 guys. 2 guys throughout the draft.
Bo
process.
Nix? What about Bo Nix?
I actually didn't mind Bo Nix. I think he got a lot of flack
I didn't hate
and
Bo
undeserving.
Nix.
One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the last couple of years in college.
Bro,
Dude,
he's
yeah,
going
and he
with every
adapts.
quarterback in
He
this.
adapts every place he's gone. He's adapted
Yeah,
and
he's
won.
really. I didn't think he would be. I don't think Bo was like, watch out, like MVPs and like. But he's a very good.
You
he's a
think he'll
solid
get the
quarterback.
job done?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. But yeah, Caleb Williams.
Really, hey, very interesting, huh, Klotzy?
I
Interesting.
love this. I love this. But hey,
He said, "I love this."
no, I love
Where
it.
JJ's
Hey,
at?
hey, pile
Where's
on,
JJ?
pile on. Say
Oh,
hey,
dude.
get it
He's
all
looked
out.
bad. Like at some point, you just gotta be like, "Yeah, this guy sucks this year."
That's just wrong though. That's wrong. He
Dude,
has
he's
not-
like every other Chicago Bears quarterback we've ever seen. He just.
So
Did you
he's
see?
Mr.
Did you
he's
see him the other day,
Mr.
Klotz? Klotz, did you see Caleb Williams go to drop back to pass and went to go throw, and the ball just goes like falls
I
out
mean,
of his hand?
there are spurts of Mitchell Trubisky, the rookie year, that look better than
crazy,
Caleb
dude.
Williams. I will say that. I will say that.
Like how Will Levis
hey,
has those spurts
hey,
of dropping the
Boone,
ball and
Boone,
doing weird things.
let's think about it for a second. Who was the number 1 pick in that redraft? Drake May. Where'd he go to college? North Carolina. Mitchell Trubisky, North Carolina.
Oh.
I think there could be something said there. I really do.
I was
and then
talking
I-
about Caleb Williams.
Well, I know, but I'm saying he's Drake May playing better than Caleb Williams. Mitchell
Oh,
Trubisky
yeah.
looking better than
It's
Caleb
interesting.
Williams.
Really
Tar
interesting.
Heel,
Bo
Chapel
Nix.
Hill, baby. Go Belichick.
Yeah, it's
Crazy. He at maximum, Jeff. He was at right now the 3rd best quarterback in his class, and he was supposed to be a generational talent.
No, he's not. He's
Right now,
not
like for
really
this
good.
year, he's been the 3rd best quarterback. He has not. Bo Nix and Jane Daniels have been
See,
better
this
than
is
Caleb Williams.
this is where me and you we have different like
Klotz,
values. I think
Have you
coaching.
watched?
I think coaching matters. I think Sean
Drake
Payton.
I'm
May-
talking about how he's
Drake
played
May?
though.
dude. 7
you rank
touchdowns,
how
0
they-
picks. Last like 5 games, 4 games.
Okay, congrats. If you've ranked how they've
He's-
played,
What?
if you have ranked how they've played throughout the year, it's Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, or you could whoever, and then it's Caleb Williams. He is not. You cannot rank him higher than either of those two.
I'm
You
just saying.
cannot.
I'm just saying. I think Sean Payton would be oozing.
Okay,
You
but he's not
Wow.
there. you have to rank based off what he's doing, and he has
no,
not
this
been
is where
doing
me
with
and
those
you,
two.
and you remember we have this fundamental difference. Quarterback wins.
So if you ranked right
I
now
don't.
rookie quarterbacks how they've played this year so far, you would have Caleb at 1 or 2.
Bo Nix, I think they're right neck and neck. Jane Daniels,
Oh my
I don't think
God.
it's as far apart as you guys think it is, to be honest. Jane Daniels isn't a world beater, by the way. He's playing good. But like
Jaden
that's not acting
Daniels,
like
man,
it's
this
like
is
CJ
insane.
Stroud-esque. Like, relax.
No,
Stroud
no
had-
one's saying that, but we're just
Stroud
talking
had a
about if you're
better year than
ranking
he
these
did.
guys 1 to 5 based off how
It's
they've
three
played.
guys to me in a close race. Like, to me.
I
And
think
he-
it's
Dude.
okay. It's
I would
4
gi-
guys. Drake May has been
That's
like
so crazy.
he's
Drake May's in a dog shed. Like he doesn't have Keenan
Agreed.
Allen, DJ. Moore.
I'm
So
not
that's
even
why-
gonna argue.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's not even
I
3
like
guys.
Drake.
Like I think you could, and I'm not. I said that there's definitely an argument that Caleb could be the 4th this year. When you look at how Drake May has actually been playing as far as fluidity, how he's been playing through the game, quarters 1 through 4, I think there's definitely been games where Drake May's been more consistent and he's got more wins in a worse situation.
Okay. Can we just fast forward 3 years to maybe next
No,
year?
dude, you have to that's part of this thing.
I was told that Caleb Williams has one of the best rookie situations ever. The best
Yeah,
number one
best
situation
offenses
that
ever. Like
No, that offense line's atrocious. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. He's the most sacked quarterback in the league by like 30. Does he hold on to the ball? Yeah. Okay, take off 15 sacks. He's still leading. Like it's like holding on to the ball isn't because he has like 50 sacks.
Awareness.
lots of excuses.
Awareness, mental clock.
Yep.
Lax it.
So yeah,
Lax it.
I was told that he would be a very good quarterback by you two, even though he wasn't number one. To
He
you
will
guys.
be, but this year.
Oh, okay.
No.
If we're talking about we're ranking rookie quarterbacks right now, he is not top 2.
He could be a He could be a Justin Herbert one day. I think that's fair. Level.
That's a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think whatever. Yeah,
And that was a fair take. There wasn't
no.
a bad.
We're not even gonna dive in. It's a fair take. This is taking too much time here. All right, we're moving on. We're just moving on. I want to get to the over-unders. I don't even want to do this. Honestly, I don't even want to do this anymore.
Can I get your guys' thoughts with this defense though? Like, do you guys think they genuinely could stop Josh Allen? I just want to know.
Stop or limit?
Like limit. Like, do you guys think they'll be able to get to him, sack, like get a
No.
couple sacks, slow him down a little bit? Because like he's had like 6 straight games or 4 or 5 straight games with a touchdown. He's playing at the best level, like again, at a level we've never seen. Last week he had 6 total touchdowns. Insane. Like we've seen him have a receiving touchdown. Like we've seen like just the way he's playing. It's like an MVP player in the NBA just looking around and being like, hey, I'm playing the best ball of my life right now, and no one in the world stopping me. It's like when Jokic is playing at his like you can't do anything. You just have to outscore him. Is there any way that they're like, hey, they've 7 straight weeks with 30+ points. Can they hold them under 30 points? Will they be able to do that? Can they be the team to step up and do that? That's my question. I'm genuinely like I'm interested to know.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Can they limit maybe the frequency of big plays that he has? Yes, but I still think Josh Allen total yards is going to be around 300. I think he's going to have 3 total touchdowns. I think what's going to kill them is like we've been talking about is they're not going to be able to get James Cook. They'll be able to stop James Cook, but not Josh Allen. If you get both those guys cooking, it's game over. The Bills are going to blow you out. But if you can limit one of them, but it hasn't been Josh Allen outside of the Texans game, which they managed to win, you're not stopping Josh Allen this season. And that's not even a diss against Aaron Glenn, the personnel on defense. If you had Aiden Hutchinson still, I'd be hearing you out. If you had Alex Anzalone still, I'd be hearing you out. But with this personnel, I'm sorry, you're not stopping Josh Allen. The Lions can still win the game, but it's not going to be from stopping Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Or limiting him. Like I just don't see it. Like
I
a
think-
limiting performance is 300 yards.
To me, it's less about the production, more about the turnovers, which I do think they get 1 or 2 of those. I think the turnover. I think Josh has been playing super well, taking care of the ball, but I think there'll be at least 1. He will throw at least 1. I don't think he has no turnovers against the Lions. He's due, and that's. Watching Josh all season, he's played excellent. But I think the how many passing yards, like he could easily have 280, and 2-3 touchdowns or whatever. But I think you got it turning the ball over. It's going to be that type of game. Boone already mentioned it in his keys to victory. I think they'll get at least a turnover on Josh Allen. That's where I'm leading. right now. Maybe I don't know who. Maybe it's a corner. Maybe it's a safety. Maybe it's
it's been weird because this year has been like the year he's finally figured out how to take care of the ball. So it's an interesting. I don't know. Just, I hope they're able to be one of the teams that can kind of get that force a turnover. But it's still like when you're looking at it, he's done so good at taking care of the ball, and what he's been doing the last 6 games. It's like, all right, how do we? My thing is, it's like if usually I'll be like, hey, if you score over offensively, if you score over 30, you're going to win the game. Like we said it I think last week with the Packers. I think this week it's like, let's look at the defense and be like, hey, if this defense can hold them under 30, I'm not doing this again. I just think like, hey, if the defense can hold them under 30 points this week, you automatically win the game because your offense is going to have to is what the Rams did to them last week. Like your offense is going to put 30 up. And they haven't scored under 30 in 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, turnovers are going to be important. I think both these defenses, they're not elite defenses, but they're opportunistic, and that's what they want is turnovers. Yep. I think the Lions are going to win that category. I think they force more than the Bills do. So that'll be something to watch, especially in a close game. So that's where I'm leaning with the defense. Turnovers. Josh Allen's still going to have great production. They're going to shut James Cook down. I don't know what receiver I should be more worried about, to be honest. You mentioned Amari Cooper. I don't mind that one. I really don't. They got some – I mean, Keon was kind of breaking out before he got injured, so he's someone that you kind of quietly can make some big plays. But the Lions haven't really allowed too many big plays. So it'll probably be one of those, like, yards after catch guys, like a Shakir or Amari, his route running. It's going to be one of those two guys that you're going to have to – whoever Terrion Arnold's guarding, which is probably Keon.
Yeah, but
he's got to watch those PIs against him because he's a physical basketball player. He's trying to box you out a little bit.
I think what's likely to happen, it'll be Shakir, but it just, in my opinion, it can't be Amari, if that makes sense. I think that's when the offense, like through the air, can really open up because if you're worrying about double teaming Amari Cooper now, that's when Keon and Shakir are really going to go off. But I don't think Amari will go off. I think Shakir is going to be the guy that's kind of eating him up a little bit, but that's kind of a situation you want to happen, in my opinion. He's not going to win you the game offensively, Khalil Shakir.
Dude, it's crazy. Last week, like Amari Cooper, 6 catches and 14 targets, 95 yards. I think people have been waiting since he's got there. Like his first week there, he had 5 targets and 60 yards. And then after that, he really had 1 catch, 2 catches, 3 catches. And then last week was kind of that first one where they're like trying to get a rhythm down. And you finally got to see a little. I know it was 6 for 14 essentially, but like you could see now they're like, hey, we're targeting Amari Cooper because we know how much talent he has. So I do think that's going to be a big test, especially now with Keon back potentially. Like that's why I was like the other day, I was like, hey, these weapons are a little better than I think people think, especially when you have Josh Allen running that offense.
If you don't think that AG going to talk with those DBs is starting off his week with stop Amari Cooper, you are insane. Outside of Josh Allen, but the first task he's going to make sure these DBs are aware of is Amari Cooper. And I'm interested to look. I'll probably do it here in a second. And what Amari and Carlton have matched up and done because they definitely matched up in the past. What Amari and Carlton have kind of evened out to be, but I'm interested to see that. But Amari Cooper is the guy that Aaron Glenn is definitely the most worried about as far as their skill players go.
For sure.
All right. Well, every Friday we do our over-unders for the game. We go through Lions offensive weapons, and we tell you whether we think it'll go over, under. Last week, boldly said I think Jahmyr Gibbs goes under. Me and Klotz got into a little battle.
What happened?
A good game. I didn't like it. I don't like doing that. You know, I try to speak from the heart. I try to give my honest opinion. And this week, let's see if we can get more of these correct. Let's see if we can get a lot. I don't know what else. I probably got some wrong. I think Sam Laporta, I might have got wrong. What did he end with? Did he have a good game last week?
Sam Laporta, I think, went over last week.
Okay, so that was the other one. Amon-Ra, right?
Amon-Ra went under.
That was the one.
Amon-Ra went way under.
Amon-Ra
he didn't even have 50.
were the ones that went under.
I thought I said, quote, $150 and a touchdown.
Anyway, no.
Let's,
$150 and a tutty.
Yeah, that was the direct quote, I believe. It was, watch out, $150 and a TD. I said it in a reel.
It's a tough look. Oh, no, you didn't.
Sure.
Then real quick, fellas, before we get into it, Amari Cooper versus Carlton Davis over the course of his career, and obviously not on all of these plays he can be matched up on him, but when they matched up when he was in Tampa Bay, Amari Cooper, 13 receptions, 139, 2 touchdowns, and then last year when he was in Cleveland, 7 catches and 94 yards. So
let's chill. Okay.
I'm not saying Amari's going to do that. I'm saying you can't let Amari do that.
No. I'm not
That's-
saying to you, let's chill. I meant like, all right,
Hey,
Carl.
Amari, chill out.
Yeah, I was talking to Kamara. Let's chill out. All right, don't do that. Don't. We don't need 100. We don't need 100 yards.
that. We don't need that.
We don't. All right, Boone. What do you got for us today? You got some lines for us?
Let's. Well, I'm going to start off here with the Buffalo Bill. We're going to start off with quarterbacks. Listen, I'm not going to give it Jared Goff prop. You guys might know why in the future of the show tonight. Why I'm going to give out a Jared Goff one. I don't want your guys' opinion on it now until later in the show. Let's do this though. Let's start with Josh Allen. Over under here on passing yards, fellas. Over under 256.5 yards. Where are you guys rolling?
I feel you want to start. Or do you want me to?
Yeah, let me just get out of the way. Over.
Yeah,
think it's
over. I agree. Agree over.
2 over. Yeah, he might throw for 300.
Yeah,
He might.
I think
Honestly,
that's more likely.
he'd still win by 2 touchdowns, but he might throw for 200.
Without,
All right, next one.
without a run game, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the next one, fellas. This is the one that you two over there had a little problem with last week. Jahmyr Gibbs. All-purpose yards, 91.5.
Klotz, hit the over. Hit
Hey.
the fucking over.
You
He's
can
gonna
skip
have-
me with this question. Every
He's
week
gonna-
it's going to be the same answer. I don't care who they play. It might,
Can I-
miss one week, but it's going to be doubled down the next week.
Throw,
game,
sprinkle a little bit on that 100 all-purpose yards plus probably like 120. Go ahead and sprinkle that on. He's having 100 all-purpose yards.
Yep.
Everyone of the over on that one.
Yeah.
What about this? Are both running backs going over? Demont's rushing line 54.5. Are we taking that over?
Yeah. I think he gets like 60. Yeah.
Wow, you guys are agreeing on all of them today.
Yep.
Come on now.
There's
We
no
need a
drama
difficult
here.
one here, Boone. We need a difficult line. Come on. These are.
I'm just giving the sports books lines out. I'm giving the sports book lines out. What about this? James Cook over under 49.5 rushing yards. What does he do?
Wow, that's low. Oh my god.
I don't even think it's. No way that's low. He had 20. There's been. Let me go look
49?
real quick. He's had.
I mean, I would say under still, but oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's hit it 6 times this year.
That's why he's
And
overrated,
Week
man.
one against. No, this is so. Last week he had 20 yards. The week 3 weeks ago he had 20 yards. Against Miami he had 44. Against Tennessee he had 32. Against Baltimore he had 39. Against Jacksonville he had 39. If he's not getting against those defenses, he's not against the Detroit Lions. Give me the under.
Yeah. I agree. It's just sad. Like, that's why I never been a big James Cook guy. Like, what running back, top running back is at 49.
Jeez, all right, fellas. I'll take the under too, I guess. I can't go against on that one. That's a tough
it's
one.
like too low, but it's like it makes sense. Like,
How about this line? This one's interesting to me because I don't know. Like, we never know what kind of game he's going to have. But the best weapon on the team, probably outside of Gibbs, but Amon-Ra St. Brown. His number is 67.5 this week. I know he was down last week, but we have seen him even go back-to-back weeks kind of lower. Like, we've seen him, get 50, 60 and still have 8 catches with a touchdown.
So
are you taking the over or under?
this one, I'm running back. Okay. You know what happens, right? It's the up-down theory. We talk about this. Last week I said over, it didn't hit. I'm taking the over. This to me is like a 6 catches for 80 yards type of game and a touchdown. Like, I think he hits the over. Yeah.
If this was the receptions line, I'd be so much more confident. But the yards with Amon-Ra have been so streaky this year. But with the injuries to Rasul Douglas, the injuries to Taylor Rapp, I think he's gonna get like 70 yards. I think he's just gonna get the over. He's gonna get it though. He'll get the over.
Yeah, I think he goes over this week. I feel like a lot of these receivers, their lines, I feel like you could parlay a lot of them and just go over on them just because I feel like the run game and everything's going to be good. I just do think like whether they run for 150 plus yards, I still feel like this like Goff's going to throw for 300 and all these receivers and all these weapons are going to get involved. Next receiver here on the list for the Detroit Lions, Jamison Williams. His number is 54.5. I'll start us off. I'm just going to take the over. I think Jamo hits this one this week. I do. I really do. I think with the kind of the injuries in this secondary here with the Bills, I think this is a game where Jamo, you see even like 4 catches for like 70-something, 80 yards from Jamison Williams.
Is it crazy to say that I'm more confident in Jamo yards than Amon-Ra yards recently. I think it's very different with receptions, but I think with yards wise, I like J-Mo more just because what he brings. And a lot of the times his catches are like past the first down marker or at the first down marker. So give me J-Mo. I think he's definitely going to hit the over. He consistently is giving you big plays, and I don't think they're going to stop throwing the ball anytime soon. I don't think we're going to see many more performances like we saw when he was at Minnesota where he was a dud. And it's not like he was playing bad out there. Obviously, production-wise, he wasn't playing good, but he still has an impact. I think those days are fairly far behind us. They might pop up every once in a while, but I don't think consistently down the stretch anymore.
I'm trying to think because it's like I got to imagine like the game script. You know, I'm like going through it in my head, like how I think it's going to go. I think Amon-Ra leads the team in receiving yards, 80, 90 yards. What's J-Mo going to do? What's the line, Boone? Was it 50?
54.5.
Oh, yeah. Just give me the over. Give me the fucking over.
All right, next Lions player.
By the way, Boone, real quick, we found out who it was. Yeah, IB3 says, Boone, I've hit the Gibbs longest rusher. You just said that right. It's a hidden gem, easy money.
It's IB3. Were you the one messaging me? The message has been it's gone. I think it was in my request, and now it's just gone. I don't know where it's at.
That's funny.
If it was you, though, shoot me a message again. So I'm gonna. Hey, we're riding that. We're riding that.
I'm tailing it this week.
We're on it. Let's go. Next one, let's go back to the Bills one. Let's do Amari Cooper over under 45.5 yards. That feels like a low line. I'm just being completely honest because the Lions team, whether they don't give up points and they're a good defense, they're 23rd in the NFL in passing yards given up. So they do give up passing yards. And Jeff, to your point, I think when you look at it, if they're going to be losing the game and they're not going to have a run game with James Cook, some of these receivers are going to have to get going, and Josh Allen's going to have to get the ball. I'm going to take the over on Amari Cooper, 45.5.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over.
I'm gonna go over. When you just look at kind of the receivers that have killed the Detroit Lions outside of that big play to Christian Watson, it's usually the route runners. I don't think Amari, like I said, I don't think he's due for the 17 targets, 13 catches, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But I think he'll get 4 catches, 60 yards, somewhere around there.
Wow. All right. What about Khalil Shakir? His line is at 57.5. What do you guys take on that one?
Honestly, fuck it. I'm going under. You know why? Because of Meek Robertson. He's fired off about this matchup. Meek putting on the seatbelt. There might be a play he doesn't get got, but I think he'll hold his own. I think he gets like 50.
I think the line's a little inflated from last week, so I'm also going to go with the under. I think with the look at Keon coming back, Dalton Kincaid coming back, a lot of Shakir's targets and volume are in the middle, and I think they're going to try to get at least a couple of those to Kincaid and then some deep shots to Keon. So I'm going to go with the under as well.
Ooh, I'm going to go.
Reception.
I said I was taking out of pure respect for Amik the other day when we pulled up the Amik tweet. I said out of respect for him, I'm going unders on everything Khalil Shakir. Give me all the unders. All right, next one. Jeff, this one's for you. Sam Laporta, over under 37.5.
I hate this line every week.
Hey, Sam Laporta, I love you. Our Italian brother. I'm going to hit the under. You're going
to hit the under?
Yeah. You cracked me, Klotz. You mentally cracked me because you've been consistent with I gotta see it. I'm not too confident. I've seen it, but it ain't he's arrived. I think he gets I can see 3 for 30. You know,
this is disrespectful.
It's where we are.
No, it's not where we're at.
It's where we are, he says. I don't know. This is tough, too, because, I mean, the Bills linebackers, you talk about Matt Milano, but one of the Klotz's watch was Bernard. So, yeah, Bernard's very good in coverage. He's undersized. I'm going to take the over slightly. I think he's going to have 39-40. I think he had a better game than he has recently against the Packers last week. He made some tough catches. He had a tough drop, but he bounced back from it. I think they got to get him going before the playoffs. And in the Super Bowl, he's going to be a big player to have. What is this, a playoff Super Bowl type of matchup? So I think they'll lean on him a little bit more than they have with his injury situation.
Listen.
Slightly over.
Klotz, I said it last week. Eventually, they're going to get Sam Laporta going because they need, again, what you just said. They need him to get going for the playoffs. Once he gets going, it's over for any defense. Sam Laporta last week, the most targets he's had all season long at 7. He's caught 5 of them. Before that, listen, the last 4 weeks, 7 targets, 6 targets, 6 targets, 6 targets. Before that, he was under 6 targets all year long. And the last 4 weeks, they've made it very clear we're getting him involved. He had 5 for 54 last week. Give me another 4 or 5 for 50-something this week for Sam Laporta. And last line, fellas, Klotz, Tim Patrick. Over under.
That was going to be a Ray
27.
Davis line.
There's no Ray Davis lines, at least on where I'm looking at. Over under 27.5. What are you taking?
Tim Patrick, 27.5. That'll be your average Sunday. That'll be average Monday night. That'll be your average Thursday night. Tim Patrick, 27.5 is disrespectful. He'll get that off 2 catches. He's been bound to get those. What, last week, how many did he have? 2-3 catches again?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, last week was when he went off. The week before
2
that.
touchdowns, But he's
but the week before that, he's been Mr. Consistent, all reliable, just like he was in Denver.
Yep.
Brought it to Detroit.
Boone, I'm not even going to add more to that. I mean, death taxes, Tim Patrick hitting the over.
Yeah, he's hit it 3 straight weeks. He had 55, 48, and 43. Give that man the rock. Let him go over on that one.
Getting open. Yeah, he's a
body
bad
Ron
man.
Johnson.
It's a bad man, Tim Patrick. So, yeah, that's easy. That is easy. All right. Hey, game scripts wrote. So, that's the game script.
Come on now.
Yeah, good stuff, Boone. Hey, and Boone's got bets, so Andy's got on Sunday. By the way, tune in. You'll give out your legacy player. I'm curious.
Legacy player. Booner's lay of the day. Literally the last 2 weeks. Last week it didn't hit because of Amon Ra. And the week before it didn't hit because it was like the first time D-Mont doesn't score, and it was just like,
hey, Boone.
You know who it needs to be this week, Boone.
I have an idea. We can talk off fair. I just have to wake up on Sunday and go, yep, that's it. Same thing with the interceptions. Now I've missed 2 straight interceptions. I'm what now? 5 for 7, which is disappointing. We're gonna get back on track.
Yeah, Amon Ra ruined, I think, a lot of parlays. All right, let's bring in the fellas. We got Mike and Caleb waiting. We're doing our the weekend. The boys are locked in. I got the records here. So
wait, hold on.
Yeah, no, we can bring in Unk. We can bring in Unk first.
No. Hold on. Hey, Boone. Hey, Boone. I got it. Let me.
I did it last week. I stepped up and did it last week. I'm just throwing it out there.
You, like Lucas says, you do your job.
You did it last week. Again, I did it last week.
But what happens if the Lions lose to the Bills this week? They know their weaknesses.
Yeah,
they know their weaknesses.
Yes. Okay, that was again. Hey, and when you have weaknesses inside the organization, if someone steps up, you're like, okay, I have to step up. I just thought, hey, I stepped up last week. I was like, hey, I'll just do it again this week. That's all. I don't know. You know what? We can bring Unk in. There's a rumor. I got a text. Don't think Caleb's joining the show today.
Oh, look at Unk.
Yeah, he's not in the lobby yet.
I don't think Caleb's joining the show
We'll
today.
ask him to be like, what time is it right now? Caleb routinely, like, it'll be like, hey, Caleb, you'll join the show at 9:35. He'll roll in at like 9:36. Sometimes he sent me a picture if we're lucky.
2 hours ago of a victory in Fortnite, and I.
A 12 rack right behind him.
Good on Caleb.
Playing Fortnite with the boys.
He's worried about, you know what? Distraction on and off the field. That's what some would say.
I mean, he started turning to Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. He's going to get on the podcast and hey, Boone, what'd you call him last week? A cockroach?
Yeah, you can't kill the man.
He keeps coming back. All right. Hey, we got Michael Gentry.
Wait, you called Caleb a cockroach?
Yeah, because dude, he's elite. He's elite.
Yeah.
You can smush him all you want, and he comes back with vengeance every time. It's unbelievable.
He's gonna get back up and Boone. He's gonna bite your kneecap off and the whole 9.
Not mine. We're on the same team.
We get the point. You get it.
You know, he's biting Micah Parsons' kneecap over and over until Mike is on the ground rolling.
I mean,
Joel Embiid.
Who's the running back from Arizona State?
I don't remember. That's your guy.
Someone's knocking on the door.
Oh!
Someone's knocking on the door.
Oh!
Who is it?
Bring him in.
It's the man, the myth, the legend, Caleb.
Boone, who the fuck do you think you are trying to get rid of me that easy? Saying I'm not going to be on the show and that I'm a cockroach. You know what? I said this last week, Boone. Klotz, you're right in front of me in the standings. Jeff, you too. Unc, you're there.
This?
I'm coming for the top spot. I'm coming for you. You can talk all that shit. It's easy to talk shit from the top, but I'm telling you right now, when things start to fall and I'm there, it's going to be a tough time for you, buddy.
All right.
Because you will not hear the end of it.
I'm just trying to figure
You will not hear the end of it.
All right. This was the last thing Caleb wanted to do.
Hey.
Whoa,
Caleb.
why?
Caleb. Go back real quick.
Hold on.
Take the glasses off from me real
They
quick.
got foggy.
Take the glasses off from me real quick.
No,
You're
not taking.
Trust me. Take them off real quick. Look at me in the eyes here, Caleb.
Oh,
Do it.
it's a
Play your
man,
game.
man.
I know.
Don't-
Come
don't-
on.
Caleb.
Caleb.
I'm not. What is this, Boone? What is this?
You need to worry about Lukas Klotz, Jeff Iafrate, and Michael Gentry.
Keep my name out your damn
You
mouth.
need to stop. No.
Keep
I'm
my
just saying
name
this
out your
quick.
damn
He's
mouth.
deflecting.
He is deflecting towards me.
You're deflecting.
You keep coming at me, Caleb. I'm the wrong guy. There's other guys you need to worry about in this room.
All right, well, let's get to it.
All right.
Hey,
I don't know why you keep coming at me. This is
Hey,
That's
by the way,
Boone, you called him a cockroach twice.
You did call
that
me
was
a
a
cockroach.
compliment.
hey,
All right,
boy.
here goes Unc again, sticking up for
See,
the
I didn't want to say
This
anything.
guy,
but
this guy doesn't stop.
Okay, yeah, boy.
you know what? I give up. I'm
I
trying
don't know what's
I was
going
trying
on
to be
right
the
now, Michael
mediator.
Bailey.
I was trying to have you guys make a deal
Yeah,
and work it out, but
Hey,
it's not going to work out.
I will say, a lot of stuff going on. The boys, hey, I love Fridays. I love doing pick 'em with the fellas, the whole team. All right, so let's get to it. We got a lot of games here. So this is big for me. Okay, I'm slipping, and I can't let Klotz, Caleb, but Klotz. I am not letting you beat me, Klotz.
What are the standings?
Because
Hey, at least I'm glad you're at least going at the right people and you're not just making something
Well,
up.
I don't know.
At least
I don't
you're
know
worried about the right people here.
Hey, I always want to be the best, brother. I'm going for the top spot. You should take that
One
as a
spot at
compliment.
a time.
This
One
is
spot at a
the
time.
standings. Booner's first, 47 and 35. Michael Gentry, 42 and 33. I'm 40 and 42. Lukas Klotz, 36 and 39. Caleb Zarnick, 31 and 37. So Caleb goes on one good week, and me and Klotz shit the bed. He's right there. So
Jeff,
we got
realistically, Jeff. Me and you are like a game apart.
Yeah.
Percentage wise, Unc, you better be watching too. I'm coming,
Gotcha.
Unc.
Hey,
I mean,
relax.
Mike has one bad week. I mean, hey,
I've had one bad week really all season, you know.
I'm just saying. All right, let's here. Let me get this on screen for you guys. Okay, put me on there. All right, let's get to it. Pick for the week. Hey, good slate of games. A lot of close lines. There's a couple like heavy favorites, but I was looking at the slate earlier, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be it's good. I think we're gonna have a lot of disagreeing. Like, not last week was a lot of the same. This week I think will be different. We'll start off first game.
I feel like me and Unc are just going to be on the same page again every week.
No, Boone, it scares me. It scares me.
Good. That's why we're at the top.
That's fair.
All right, we're taking strays.
No.
Chiefs favored by 4.5, traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. What do you think, Boone?
I mean, I think this is an obvious one. The Chiefs, they would probably win the football game, but going on the road, Jameis Winston, the Chiefs they've kept it close all year. They haven't been able to cover the last 6 or 7 weeks. And Jameis Winston and the Browns at home, they're going to lose. Give me the 4.5 though for the Browns, plus 4.5.
Oh, I honestly had it down as 4, but either way, I was taking the Browns with the points. Either way, like you said, the Chiefs haven't been able to cover spreads all year. I think the Browns' defense, the pass rush shows up, kind of makes it an even game. Hopefully, Jameis can limit the turnovers, keep it even closer. But I'll take the Browns too.
I'm going to be honest, boys. I learned from my taking the Chiefs to cover over the Panthers, so I'm not picking the Chiefs to cover. I'm going to take the Browns as well. That secondary for the Chiefs kind of Swiss cheese. So give me the Browns to cover.
Give me the Browns points and give me the money line. Jerry Jeudy's going to be having 3 big straight games going up against his former division rival. Jameis, don't bet against him when it comes to the spread. Give me the Browns to cover and win. Fuck the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs don't cover football games, and I really do think, like Klotz said, the Browns can win this game outright. So give me the Browns at home plus 4.5. Seems easy. I love it.
All right, next game. It's kind of I feel like it's going to be an ugly one. Bengals minus 4.5 traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Oh, Will Levis.
Give me the Bengals minus 4.5. Give me the Bengals. I don't think the Titans can win this game. I think it'll be a good game, but every single time the Titans lose, besides I think last week was the only time, I think it was 12-6. I think it was 12-6. So every time they lose, it's by more than 4.5 every single time. So I think they lose outright. I think the Bengals win. They'll cover the spread here.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Bengals too. I think Joe Burrow is playing at an MVP level right now. I'm not too confident. What was that?
It's unbelievable. He's been playing great.
Yeah, Joe Burrow has been playing unreal. I'm not too confident in Will Levis and the Titans. Even though their defense has been up and down, they have made some plays all season, but I'll still take the Bengals right now. The way Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are playing, can't deny it.
Yeah, there's no way I'm trusting Will Levis against the spread. So, yeah, give me the Bengals.
Yeah. Bengals and T. Higgins bounce back. Bet him anytime touchdown score.
Nope, done with T. Higgins.
I like it.
Done.
All right, I got to make a move here. Give me Titans plus 4.5's the line. Is that the line? 4.5.
That's the line I wrote down, so we'll go with that. That was the
okay.
First one.
Give me the Titans here. I think it's going to be a race to like 35 points. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I think the Titans are going to be able to hang with them. Yeah, give me Titans with the points. Got to make a move here.
All right, another ugly game. Cowboys at Carolina taking on the Panthers. Panthers, I think they're 2.5-point favorites by the time I looked at this. I don't know if it's changed, but minus 2.5 Panthers.
I honestly, with this game, I want to take the Panthers just because the Cowboys were so bad versus they've been so bad. But I can't see this Panthers team, even if they win. I know it's crazy, but it's going to be like a 1-point win. I know it's crazy to think, but with CeeDee Lamb still, with some of the guys they have on that defense, I still think the Cowboys stay in this game. To get the Cowboys at plus 2.5 or plus, just give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Cowboys. I thought this would be kind of more of a pick 'em. Hi, Boone. I know. I hate this game, to be honest. And you took the game out before this. That's the one I kind of was iffy about as well. So I'll take the Cowboys plus money. Rico Dowdle, Lucas's guy, 100 yards past 2 games. I think he has a big impact on this game too. Even though Bryce Young has been playing very well and has improved week to week, I'll still take the Cowboys here.
Oh, my gosh. I thought more people were going to take the Panthers, to be honest. So I'm going to rock with the Cowboys. I hate this game. I really do. I just think last week is going to get everyone betting on the Panthers, and then they'll lose by a touchdown, and everyone's like, oh, and go back to normal. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Easy saying it in the chat. Hop on the Chuba train, folks. I don't know if you guys have been watching these two teams over the last month of the season. The Carolina Panthers are the better team. I understand that the Cowboys are due, but the Panthers are due even more, especially it's on the road in Carolina. Give me Bryce Young, give me Chuba Hubbard, and give me Xavier Legette bounce back game. I'll take that. Give me the Panthers.
Yeah, Jeff, I think you're right. I think the public's going to hammer the Panthers. Played tight with Philly last week. That's why I'm going to go Cowboys here. Cowboys plus 2.5. Cooper Rush legacy game.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Hey, honestly, I don't hate that. It feels like a game where Cooper Rush goes out there and it's like he's played so bad, and then just all of a sudden, boom! It's like, oh, whoa, yeah. Cooper Rush. Feels like that.
He hasn't been atrocious.
He's had some in his career when he stepped up last year the year before, he had a couple 300 yard. I think he had a 300-yard game at one point. Yep. It was like, whoa, Cooper Rush.
They just played the worst defense in the NFL, and he looked like an average Joe.
It was one of those weeks, Klotz. He didn't have a good week.
Rush on the road.
Rush on the road. Up and down theory. Up down theory.
All right, next game.
Michael Daly said Cooper Rush legacy game.
Honestly, that's some of the most intoxicated shit I've ever heard.
Hey, Caleb. Hey, you know what, Caleb? This is what I'm trying to say. Me and you need to stay on the same side. Don't listen to them.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm on the right side right now.
No, you are. You are.
No, you are. You're with us.
We'll see.
Don't listen to Clancy.
You get a ball.
I'm the only one who took the Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
that's the play that needed to be made, Jeff. That's the play that needed to be made.
All right, next game. Jets at Jags. Jets 3.5-point favorites.
Well, the Jets being a 3.5-point favorites, and they've lost 4 straight. This Jags team too. I mean, guys, what type of matchup is this? I mean, they just won versus the Titans. What is this? I guess this is the week for the Jets, huh? Let's get a win, 3.5. Give me the Jets, boys, huh? I mean, I don't. This is a terrible. This is a terrible game. Terrible game. I'm not watching this game, but I'll take the Jets.
Yeah, this is the worst game on the slate. I'm surprised you didn't take this one off, Booner, but I'll take the Jets too. The Jaguars are horrible. Mac Jones, I mean, he had like 200 yards. I know he threw 2 interceptions last week. I think this Jets defense is going to have him in a blender, even though that they haven't been playing very well. The opposing offense they're facing is absolutely brutal. So I think the Jets finally pull one off here, and they actually do cover as well. So I'll take the Jets.
Yeah. I was high on the Jets. They need one, so I'm going with the Jets.
This is crazy.
Good food.
I mean, me, Mike, and Jeff have the same thing.
This could go
It's like Caleb and
very
Klotz
bad.
are just doing their own thing down there.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are the worst team in football. I was told that they could potentially be the second team in the AFC South, but they are instead a team that should be sold to Germany. And I think after this game will be proven even more so. So give me the Jets. I would hate Caleb if you were to pick the Jags. Now, I wouldn't hate you. I would hate it for you if you pick the Jags here.
No,
please don't.
Not happening.
Okay.
No, I got my brain's working today. I'm going to take the Jets -3.5. This is a shitty, poopy game. This is going to be a disgrace for the NFL.
All right, we got this is a better game. Dolphins at Texans. Texans -2.5.
I mean, this is where I'm going with this game. I want to see something with the Dolphins real quick. The Dolphins, they've won 4 of their last 5. Are they playing well? This is in Houston. I'm switching sides. I was going to go to the Texans. On air here, I'm switching to the Dolphins. I've been fading this Dolphins team. I think they've been a loss on my card for the last 5 weeks. I'm going with the Dolphins. What is it, 3.5 you said, Jeff? Or 2.5? 3.5.
Yeah, it was. Let me double check. Sorry. 2.5.
2.5. Give me the Dolphins 2.5.
Let's go, Boone. Give me the Texans. Me and Boone's first mismatch here. I'll take the Texans. I think CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, anytime touchdown, he's getting in the end zone. I'll take the 2.5 at home. I love it.
I switched it on the go too, by the way.
Boone, this one I was back and forth. I'm going to go with the Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans here at home.
Oh, me and Jeff are neck and neck, and I don't.
Come on my side, Klotzy. Come with the first place guy.
Take the leap of faith,
Come on, Klotzy. Do it. Look at me. Hey, Klotzy, look at me in my eyes right now. Eye to eye. Tua, Tyreek Hill.
They're indoors.
You shouldn't have started with
Tua Tagovailoa has the highest completion percentage in the league. Tyreek Hill has really started to turn it on. Devon Waddle's been like a really good running back. That defense is solid. Give me the Dolphins 2.5. Come on, Boone.
That's what I'm talking about, Klotzy.
They're fine.
I'm taking the team that is due for a big win. Give me the Texans -2.5 at home. If it was -3, I might be on the Dolphins. But now that I get to play with a field goal game, give me Houston. They're due for a huge win. I think they're gonna. Someone said it in the chat here. I think they're gonna go on a little run. I think they're gonna make something happen here at the end of the season.
All right, the next game we got here: Colts at Broncos. Broncos -3.5. Bo Nix. Go ahead, Boone.
Hey, I respect the Colts, Klotz, out of all respect. But their last 2 wins they have. What are they? 2-3 their last 5. The last 2 wins were the Patriots and the Jets. Every time they faced a legit team, every time they've gone up against a legit team, they lost the last 3 games. 24-6 Lions, 30-20 Bills, 21-13 Vikings. Broncos coming off of a bye, legit football team, 3 straight wins. Give me the Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos in this one. What is it? -3.5. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I have the Broncos too, Boone, so we're right back on the path. I think Anthony Richardson, turnover prone. I think he's going to throw a couple picks. The defense eats him alive. Bo Nix has one of those games against a shaky Colts defense. I'll take the Broncos 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Sean Payton. We got him off a bye. Come on. Yeah, and that Broncos defense against Anthony Richardson, I'll go with the Broncos.
Yeah, this pick hurts, but I feel like you have to go with the Broncos this week. It hurts, but
There you go.
Broncos will cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos as well. Their defense played like shit
everyone.
last game against Cleveland. I think they're going to get back on track here. I think they're going to take care of business. They're the better team. Give me the Broncos.
I wish I could switch.
I'll let y'all allow it.
I wish I would.
No,
switch
we
them.
agreed, Boo.
I'll allow it for Klotz right here.
No.
I think no, Jeff. I
You gotta
think
be consistent.
it's the end of the season though, and
As
things
the-
are starting to happen. I think if he wants to switch, he can switch.
As
Let's
the-
make
the
things
pick'em
interesting here.
As the Pick'em commissioner, I'm overruling everyone. Klotz, you can switch if you would like.
Thank you. I'll take my Colts. I'm just thinking about it now, matchup wise.
Oh, I love
Neither
this.
team stacks up well. It's going to be a low scoring game.
Maybe that was the right move.
Jeff, hey, you might. Yeah, I'm gonna say at the end of the week, you might be looking at me. Hey,
Boone.
you, Boone.
I may like you in a week. All right, next game. What do we got? Steelers at Eagles. Eagles minus 5.5. This is the big one. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to be just quite frank with the people. I'm tired of the Pittsburgh Steelers disrespect. I don't care who's out. I don't care who's in. I don't care who's on whose sideline. I don't care if they're playing whatever team they're. The Steelers 5.5 points is the most disrespectful thing of all time. They have lost 3 games this year. They lost by 5, 3, and 3, and they have won every other game. They're going to win this game outright. Getting 5.5 points for the Pittsburgh Steelers is the biggest steal of the century. The biggest steal of the century. Give me the Steelers plus 5.5. Easy.
I'm right there with you, Boone. I think as long as this defense tries to contain Saquon Barkley the best they can, make Jalen Hurts put the ball in the air, I think it'll be fine. I think they'll end up covering this too. The Panthers game last week, you kind of seen Jalen Hurts get exposed. Even when Saquon Barkley was doing insane, when they had to pass the ball, he looked human. So I think the Steelers kind of bring that back. And like you said, it's way too much points, way too many points.
Money line.
Yeah, give me the Steelers plus 5.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Say don't disrespect Mike Tomlin.
Part of me wants to pull a Klotz and like fade the top 2 here, but like I don't want to. It's like
Hey, we're not fading the top 2. Dude, don't ever consider yourself top 2, Jeff Iafrate, okay?
No, he's third. He's third. He's talking about me and Jeff.
Fading them too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about what those 2 are doing. I'm not.
Yeah,
worried
because you're
about
not
that.
going to be
Don't
close
you
to us
worry.
ever.
Trying to make a play. I'll go Steelers though. I agree with everything you guys said. So give me the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
Damn. I'm gonna take the Steelers as well.
See, I want to make a play, Caleb. It's
I know, but that's just way too many points. Like I don't understand that line. Yeah, give me the Steelers. Fuck. I mean, now I feel like a lot of us have the same picks here. So it's.
It's because they're the right picks, Caleb.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seems like.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now was that all? Everyone agreed, right?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Next game: Buccaneers at Chargers. Chargers minus 3.
This is a game.
Now here's a game.
Now,
Here's a game where I'm going to be honest with you guys. These are 2 teams right now fighting. The Chargers aren't fighting for a division, but they're fighting for a playoff spot. Bucks are in the lead of their division right now. They need to pull away a little bit. 3 points, underdogs, even though they're on the road. 3 straight wins, gritty wins versus the Raiders, Panthers, and Giants. Not good teams, just all grit. Give me the Bucks, man. Plus 3. Why not? I'll take the Bucks, man. I'll take the Bucks. I wanted to do the Chargers. I think the Chargers could be the play here. I just think a team that's fighting for their division, and then they're like, hey, we can clinch it within the next week or 2 if the Falcons lose. I think they're sitting there going, hey, they're not gonna roll over easy. This is a game where I feel like it's an easy. You can take the points here and be comfortable.
No, Boone, I'm going opposite of you. I'm taking the Chargers. I just think they bounce back after that tough loss to the Chiefs. They've been playing pretty well, and like you said, this game has a lot of playoff implications for them. So I'll take the Chargers minus 3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to go Chargers. Minus 3 here.
I hate this game as far as what it goes because both these teams are defensive ball clubs. Lad McConkey a little banged up. J.K. Dobbins a little banged up. He's probably going to be out. But who has got the better coaching? the better quarterback and better overall defense.
Don't do it,
That
Cloud.
would be the team that resides in LA with old Jimmy Harbaugh. Give me the Chargers. This is going to be a dogfight now, though. But I think the Chargers get a last-second score. Another low-scoring affair is going to be on our hands. This can be a Chargers one where they win and they cover. Whoa.
I don't know why I'm on the screen, but I'm
Whoa.
disappointed you went against me, man. Thought we had something going.
You know what? I think this is the benefit of going last. I had the Chargers written down. I'm gonna take the Bucks. I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 3. I got to make a move here, but I'm gonna say it's not a good matchup for the Bucks. They're not very good against the run. If the Chargers can run the ball, it's gonna be a tough day. But I got to make a move. Give me the Bucks plus 3. I hope it doesn't come and bite me in the ass.
Reach.
I got to do something.
You tried
gotta
to
do
do. You
something.
took Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans to put up points with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. That was your play. That was the
Yeah, and I'm
play.
excited to watch it win. I'm going to celebrate in some way. I'm excited to watch that cash.
Honestly,
I'm gonna
guys,
stay down there.
I might go Bucks. Here.
You got to ask the commissioner to switch. Yeah,
I
they
thought-
got
I gotta ask permission. I thought it was allowed.
formal request. You have to put a request in.
All
You
right,
have to ask.
Can I change my pick here?
I will allow you to switch your pick.
I'm gonna go
No,
Bucks.
that's crazy.
Come on over to the Bucks.
I'm gonna go.
Oh,
Bucks.
wait, no, I don't like that. I don't like that.
It-
I
field
don't
goal
need
game.
it.
That's
Yeah,
tilting it
no,
around.
this doesn't apply. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a narrative all year with the Colts. That's why
I
it
as a
matters in
commissioner,
NBA.
I'm approved.
All right.
Your
Thank you.
CPO doesn't approve.
All right. Next game we have
Y'all
the
doesn't sign
Packers,
the approval.
Packers at Seahawks. Packers minus 2.5.
I would like to defer this one. I would like to not make a pick in this game.
The fuck do you mean?
No,
Don't
I
just
love
get-
it. I know
you
what
get
he's doing. I know what he's doing, and I love it. It's
Well, then we
I
got
like
to
it.
take this whole slate off because
Yeah,
if Boone,
no one
if
picks
Bo-
then.
we got
Give me the Seahawks plus 3.5 at home. Give me the Seahawks home dog. They've won 4 straight games. Packers coming off a loss, a little rattled. They don't know what's going on. It's just like when you play Call of Duty or something, and you get hit with the shot grenade or the flash grenade, and you're like, it's like, ee! That's what's happening with the Packers right now. Give me the Seahawks plus 3.5. And I just switched that. I originally I had the Packers written down.
All right.
I was taking the Seahawks the whole way. Boone, I'm going to go by your Lions theory. They played the Lions. They're still going to be shooken up facing Seattle. And Seattle has been kind of my team that I've rolled with throughout this when everyone hasn't. So I'm going Seattle here with the points.
Oh, it's 2.5. Sorry, not 3.5.
Same shit.
Is it 2.5?
Yeah, that's not me. Sorry, I said 3. It's 2.
Got a field goal to play with, as Caleb said earlier.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Hawks as well. I know Unk tried to get sentimental and saying that they're the team that's kind of carried him through this little process and they haven't let him down. And I think I'm going to align with them here. I think the Hawks, they'll cover at home. Home dogs, Lions hangover, I'll take that.
Love this pick. Give me the Seahawks plus 2.5. Might take a money line as well. Lions hangover is real. Seahawks at home.
Love that.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love the
the hangover.
Seahawks.
Love that. Jeff, there was no approval for you to switch after hearing the Lions hangover. No approval.
No.
Denied.
Hey, only needed one. I'm good. We're rocking. Field goal game. We cover. All right. Next game up. Falcons minus 3.5 at Raiders.
What an ugly game, man. This was supposed to be a good football team, Jeff. What an ugly game this has turned into. I mean, I'm looking at both of their last 5, just a lot of L's. There's 1 W in their last 5 games each. Out of 10 games total, it's 1-9. That's embarrassing. But if I had to pick a side here, give me the Falcons. They're very desperate. They're still in the chase here right now to win the division. They're only a game back. They're probably the more desperate team. Raiders, they play hard. It's awesome. They play hard, but a team that's trying to win the division, give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins has been absolutely awful these past 4 weeks. And I mean, this would be the perfect game. Like you said, they still have playoff implications. If he was to bounce back, actually last week probably would have been the perfect game in Minnesota. But here's a get-right game for Kirk Cousins. I think the Raiders are probably mailing it in, tanking. Maybe the Shedeur Sanders sweepstakes. So I'll take the Falcons here.
Those dirty birds.
This would be crazy.
Yeah, I got to double down. Going with the Falcons. Picked them last week. I was wrong. We're running it back. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, this will be the game that Kirk Cousins gets going. You guys thought it would be back at home in Minneapolis, you fools. But he'll get his first touchdown in the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks when they play this Sunday, and he'll get it going. Bijan will have a decent game, and they'll win. They'll cover.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh.
Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5. I got to make a move. I got to make something happen. I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to you guys. This is my make or break week. I'm putting my life on Aiden O'Connell and Will Levis right now. So, or Desmond Ritter. I don't even know who's playing quarterback.
Desmond Ritter revenge game. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5.
Wow.
Hey, Boone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Dead serious.
Boone.
All right.
Aren't you glad you don't have to make these desperation moves, Boone?
Yeah, no, I'm
And
just
bet on the Raiders to try and turn your.
the best part about this. It's really just I pick who I think's gonna win, and next week I probably know I'm at the top still with you on me and you battling it out. All right, what's the next game? Last game, right?
Last one is Bears at Vikings. Vikings -7 at home.
Bears have lost like 7 straight games. They went to OT with the Vikings. I'll tell you what, when you play a team twice and you know for a fact you're going to lose 2 times, one game's always closer and the other game's a blowout. They already had their close game versus the Vikings. Now they have to go on the road into Minnesota, I believe, play them. They're going to lose by 20 points. It is a disaster, whatever's going on in Chicago right now. Last week, I think, showed it versus the 49ers team where it was like, this is brutal. I don't care if it's a division game. I don't care any of that. This Bears team is an absolute shambles. This organization they have no clue what's going on right now.
I will take the Bears plus the points. It is a division game, and all those things you said are true, Boone. But for the Lions' sake, I'm going to hope the Bears somehow sneak one out. Even if they don't win the game, they at least cover for me, but remain competitive in the game. I'll take the Bears plus the points.
This is tough because Caleb Williams actually had a good game against Brian Flores prior, but I think Chicago. There's no reason for me to pick this team right now, with who their head coach is and what's going on. So, give me the Vikings.
Wow, I actually put you down for the Bears already. I'll have to switch that.
No, you did. Stop,
dude. I promise you, I did. I'm switching it right now. Just switched it. I literally had you down for Bears.
What if a switch? No, I'm just kidding. Go on.
This is a trap game, folks. This is a trap game, divisional game. The Minnesota Vikings, they're going to be traveling to Seattle next week. I think that's where they're going to be looking. Give me the Bears. There's too many points. The Vikings will win this game, but they've been the king of winning one-possession games. I know recently they just put a 21-piece win over the Falcons, but that was due. That was due. Now they're going to come back down to earth. They're going to be in a gritty dogfight, NFC North dogfight. It's going to be a one-possession game.
Yeah, I'm with Klotz here. I'm going to take the Bears plus 7 divisional game. This game was close last time they played. Yeah, give me the Bears plus 7.
In
spite of Caleb Williams.
Locked in.
You're locked in. You've already used your switch. I haven't used my switch yet. Can I use my switch? I want to go against Jeff. Give me Bears plus 7. I want to go with the boys. I want Jeff to be on his own without the Bears. We're all on the Bears and he's not. That I think is.
I don't care about that. Hey, we have one.
You could be the one on the Vikings. I'll take the Bears.
The quarterback. All right, fuck the Bears. Caleb Williams. He's gonna play well. It's fine. All right. Fuck this. That is it.
His own with the Vikings. That's crazy.
That is it. That is it for all the pick'ems. So, boom, we can get to those bets and then we can get out of here.
I didn't realize what time it is. We could skip the bets if you guys want. We don't have to.
No, we want to hear your bets, Boone.
We want to see the bets. The people. Hey,
come on, Boone.
Okay. Let me.
I want to see you.
Let me pull them up here. Give me
some winners,
like
Boone.
10 seconds.
I need some winners. Got to get some Christmas gifts, Boone.
Oh,
I need some Christmas gifts.
Kind of love that, Unc. Let me hold on. I gotta.
You got all. Hey, Boone loves Christmas. For the people that don't know, that's why he's smiling. Big Christmas guy, future Santa Claus.
I would do it, dude. If they offered me the job, I would be in.
To be Santa Claus?
Dude, yeah, who wouldn't, dude? That'd be like the greatest job. It's like an immortal life. You live forever, right? Isn't that a thing?
All right,
I don't know. Yeah,
pretty much.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm trying to get it up.
I'm keeping the camera on you the whole time, Boone. Don't you worry.
I'm trying to win some money here.
I got you. I'm gonna make you some money here.
All right.
Why does this graphic looks weird today, boys? But you know what? We're
Hey,
going to work with it
Real
because it's
quick,
already 10
Boone,
o'clock.
Joel Embiid got hit in the face and he's leaving the game now. Just for an update on your Joel Embiid status.
Hey, Joel Embiid, man. Worst NBA player of all time. All right. We've got some picks here. Week 15. Really no college football. There's one college football game on. I think there's one tonight, and then there's one tomorrow. Army-Navy week, boys. Army-Navy week. And I'll tell you what, Caleb, you're in here still, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Hey, I don't know if you've ever bet this Army-Navy game.
Mhm.
Everyone always tells me every year. I hear this thing about the Army-Navy game. Booner, this game's gone over 100 times out of the last 100 games. And I listen. I go, okay, I'll take the under. And I've won a lot of money on the Army-Navy under. This year, guys, I care less what people think. They say, hey, Booner, zig. I'm zagging this week. They say zag, I zig. That's how we're rolling with this Army-Navy game. Boys, both of these Army-Navy teams, they average over 30 points per game. I don't care if it's the game. They slow it down, play deep. Don't care. I do not care. They're scoring over 40 points. Caleb,
Yes.
you know me and this Navy's over. I have battled this thing all year long. They started the season 7-1 in the over, and then as soon as I started throwing them on my best bets, they lost like 5 straight overs and went under every single game.
Yep.
This is the last week of the season for them. I'm going all in on the Army-Navy over 39.5. Everyone should be on that. All right, can we ride that? Everyone on Twitter, if you're taking it on Saturday, it's the only game of the day. All we need is everyone's energy to be on this game's over. Okay, that's it.
I'm in.
That is it.
I'm in.
That's it. By the way, IB3, I am tailing Gibbs' longest rush. Shout out to him, man. Shoot me a message so I can see if your messages pop back up. I don't know where it's gone. Number 2, we're going all NFL the rest of the time here because that's all there is this weekend outside Army-Navy. Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, guys. This is basically almost even money. It's like minus 110. I don't know why it is that, but versus Steelers team, this is going to be a good football game. Steelers are probably, I hope the Steelers win the game. I think they will, but getting Jalen Hurts in the tush push at minus 110 is unbelievable. Like, that is a steal. A steal. This man scores a touchdown almost every single week of the year. I think besides like 2 weeks this year. So give me the over. Same game. Jeff, we're running it back from last week. We all last week said, hey, we went to Unks and watch football together, and we all said, hey, everyone bring one line. My line last week was Pat Freiermuth over 39.5 yards. I'm running it back this week. Give me Pat Freiermuth in a big-time game versus the Eagles over 34.5 yards. It's going to be the easiest bet of the week. Easiest bet of the week, fellas.
Love this.
I expect everyone in this room right now to go put that on tonight. 4th bet. We're running back my 2 Lions bets. Typically, I switched the Jared Goff one up. This team total, fellas, this thing hits every week. This should be at like 34.5 for the Detroit Lions this week. It's at 28.5. It's essentially what? 4 touchdowns and a field goal. You can't tell me they're not going to put that up versus this defense that the Rams just put up 42 points on. Give me the team total over 28.5. And then the other one, guys, this is why I didn't bring Jared Goff to the over-under segment, was because I think that he's going over this week. He's going to throw for 300 yards. Jeff, I don't care if you think the run game's going to do well. The run game's going to do great. On top of that, Jared Goff is throwing for 300 yards. Take him. It's at 256.5, depending on the sports book. I found one with 256. Go out there, get it. Those are the 5 best bets of the weekend. That's 5-0 card.
Love it. Boone, can I ask a question real quick, though?
Please do.
I thought the reason you didn't want to go first for Seattle Packers is because you had it on here. Why didn't you want to go first for that game?
That's a great question.
Because I didn't know who to pick, to be honest.
Oh, my God.
Game. That is such a good football game. Such a good game. That's going to be a game I'm tuned into.
Hey,
going to be a good one.
Hey,
I see what you were thinking there, though. See that?
I honestly, Caleb, I didn't even think about it. I'm glad you asked. Wanted an answer too. I did. All right, we'll get out of here. 10 minutes over. Love doing it. Appreciate all you. Get your merchandise, officialcgsports.com. And we'll be live Sunday. So stick around. We're going to figure out. We're still trying to.
Should we just do score predictions Sunday? We're pretty over right now.
So check. Before we go, I got Lions 34-24. That's my final score. Lions win by 10.
Boone?
Give me Detroit Lions 42. Buffalo Bills 31. 42-31.
What did you say, Jeff? Sorry.
34-24.
All right. 35-31 Lions.
Big C?
Give me 30-20 Lions.
Love it.
All right. Give me the Lions 34, Buffalo Bills 30. Wait, no. Buffalo Bills 34, Detroit Lions 37. Messed it up. 3-point game, but the Lions win.
Give me a tie.
Love it. All right, we'll get out of here. See you guys Sunday. Be there. Lions. We got Lions Bills pregame, watch party postgame. We'll see you guys then. Until then, later.
You guys.